Yeah. Let's see if the stream actually starts this time, because it's been really kind of wonky with OBS recently. Oh no, it is starting. Okay, that's good.
I can't wait for Google to take over the world and we all live in little Google cities.
Yeah, why not? If they give us Google Fiber,
exactly,
then I'm all for it.
Yeah, nobody will care, right?
Yeah.
It'll just be an easy takeover.
Everyone's gonna turn into me.
On the condition that we get Google Fiber, we're all good. I don't have a problem.
Oh, that reminds me, like, the company that I get my cell phone through, fucking Bell Canada, calls me yesterday. Totally unrelated, by the way. I think we're live, right? Calls me yesterday and asks me if I want to buy TV service through them on my cell phone.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I said I have internet. I don't need TV. So she's like, "Oh, do you watch Netflix?" And I said, "Yes, I do. I have Netflix. If you buy our TV service, you can watch Netflix on it." And I said, "I already watch Netflix on my TV." She says, "Yes, but now you could record Netflix shows on your PVR that we're going to give you." And I said, "Why the fuck would I want to record Netflix shows? I can watch them whenever I want.
Whenever you want.
Why would I record it? It doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
She's like, "But you could get your internet that you're already overpaying for and TV
for cheaper than your internet.
The same price that you're already paying. So it's like free TV
value.
Well,
so,
free
TV. Free Canadian television that Canadians don't even want to watch."
Hey,
thanks. I'll pass.
Hey, there are some good shows. There's
there's that one about saving money that you really like.
Corner Gas, but it's not on
Corner
anymore.
Gas was good. There's the one.
There's the one about people whose eyes are too close together too.
What?
My eyes are kind of close together, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I got like a thin bridge.
Are you gonna put gold coins on them whenever you die?
Gold coins on you when you is that Game of Thrones reference?
No, that's what they do whenever you cross the river Styx, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the ferryman.
It's either that or rocks or some shit. I don't know.
You have to pay the ferryman.
Coins, yeah.
You have to.
Or you not on your eyes. You just have like a pouch of gold or something that you pay the ferryman.
Yeah, some shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't get across.
Yeah, I don't know why people ever believe that, but actually, let's avoid this topic before it gets any worse.
I was just gonna say though, no, if we get to continue on this topic for a second.
Oh.
I watched an episode of
Netflix on your Canadian
Once
TV?
Upon a Time the other day. Like it's the first time I watched it in like 3 years or something, and I guess because Disney has the rights to like, or like they had that Hercules movie that one time.
I remember that.
So they've introduced the entire Greek mythology into their Once Upon a Time TV show, like with Cinderella and all that stuff. Okay. So I'm just like, what the hell is going on? You got like Hades fighting Captain Hook.
Hatter.
And it's so weird. Such a weird show. And like the acting is so ridiculous and over the top too. I had to turn it off. It was hilarious. Anyway. Okay, so what were we talking about? Guild Wars 2?
There's nothing to talk about in Guild Wars 2.
We're waiting for
we can talk about how Boots doesn't love the World vs. World polls because he hates World vs. World players.
Yes.
Hey, no, I love.
He also hates democracy. He's anti-freedom.
Wow, I can't believe that.
No, the World vs. World polls are a little weird to me because sometimes the questions are like between two things and the answer that you need to put in is completely obvious because it's the only thing that actually helps World versus World, the other thing doesn't. Or sometimes they're like on, I think the latest one, there's a bunch of options, but you have to like go to a separate website to give you the description of what the options actually mean because it's just so ambiguous as to what they actually mean. I don't know. Can we go to the last, where can we find the last World versus World poll?
Well, speaking of news that actually matters about Guild Wars 2, apparently they deleted the mercenary amulet from PvP.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They did.
I guess that's tea time today.
Yeah, it is pretty good, though, actually. The mercenary amulet got, although it won't really change that much, I don't think.
Does that have, like, vitality and something?
Yeah, it's power, condition damage, toughness, vitality.
Wow. It was a pretty good amulet.
Yeah,
was very excited.
It's pretty good.
It makes Necros even more useless. So.
They still have like Carry On, I guess. Carry On's similar.
Wanderer. You know, you get more.
How long
duration.
has Cyan been a mod?
I don't know.
A great deal of time.
Why?
Cyhan's
Why
name
not?
reminds me of ham.
Okay.
Very hungry.
But
Yeah.
would you eat Cyan? Would you eat Cyanings?
I would bake him with some pineapple.
Ham
I don't
and
know. That'd be
pineapple?
a
Are you kidding me?
waste. I wouldn't eat Cyan.
You wouldn't.
No.
Necros have 2 HP bars. Yeah, they do have 2 HP bars, but they don't have a lot of things that make them hard to kill. Except the HP bars. Other than that, they're pretty easy to kill. You can't really do anything. But yeah. Anyway, going back to World vs. World, it's actually fun as well. I played some.
Oh yeah.
And it's actually good when you have lots of
Yeah.
people. Although,
Salt Boys are trying to rally together.
yes, we will make Underworld the greatest server in all
Have
of
you
the
guys
EU.
played yet all together?
Yeah, they did Matthias the other day.
No, I mean
Yeah.
in World vs. World.
Yeah, we had about 15 people. It was good. We just
Oh, wow.
we killed some French people, and then the Germans just chased us around, stream sniped, and killed us a lot. It was
I
great.
mean, that just kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I didn't think that's how that was supposed to play out.
Oh, really? What were you expecting?
Yeah, I thought the Germans were just supposed to overrun you all.
Well, that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually really annoying because we were trying to fight the Germans, and we were basically losing slowly. But then the French just come in from the rear and try and
See,
kill us.
you
It's
have
bullshit.
to adopt a scorched earth policy and only fight them in the winter.
So you were kind of like the Belgians, although no war actually happened where the French and the Germans teamed up on the Belgians, but you're in the middle there. You're like-
Exactly. We were getting
Yeah.
but the French weren't even properly fighting us. They would just kind of try and pick one of us off every now and again, and then run away. They're cowards.
I think it's because everybody hates Belgians. That's probably it.
Yeah. So
Well,
we were role playing.
What country are they from? Belgians?
Belgium.
Is that a country? Are you serious?
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very serious.
It's
Alright.
it's a little sub district in America. Don't worry, Brazil. There's still only
I just
one
thought
country.
that was okay.
It's like
Right.
it's like basically the middle ground between France and Germany, where half of them are French and half of them are German, but they kind of go like that, and then
Sounds
and
like
then,
El Paso.
Just like that.
and then Switzerland is sort of
All in
the
the middle, right?
trifecta
Yeah.
of France, Germany, and Italy, and a little bit of Austria over there. So
Okay.
it's kind of like a grab bag, you know.
So it's like the eye in the Illuminati triangle.
Whoa.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Illuminati is stationed in Switzerland.
Yeah, actually, if I was the Illuminati, I would be in Switzerland. They've got.
I don't think I like
And then
Switzerland.
you have delicious Luxembourg.
It exists because of the Netherlands. Yeah, fair enough.
Because the Netherlands allow it.
It's half Dutch, half French. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Dutch are kind of German though.
And they have birch beer.
It's pretty
Yeah,
sick.
the Royer's Dutch. I think I don't even remember at this point.
Geography lessons for Americans.
I hate
That's
Europe.
about right.
See, this is the problem with Europe. If the whole world was America, it wouldn't be an issue.
That's true.
We are in terms. I'm sorry, Mortimer. I'm sorry. The Dutch are their own country. It's
999.
That's
Wow.
good.
Oh
That's
boy.
actually pretty good.
So
yeah.
World vs. World polls.
Yeah, World vs. World polls. What should the polls be, Boots? Come on,
Should America take over the planet? Yes, no, I don't care. Those are the options. New poll from ArenaNet.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you
well,
think they're getting too minute in some of the details they're going on about?
No, not
Or do you think
minute.
The options aren't really compelling.
It's just like, okay, for example, for the last one, I'm trying to find it now, but it gave a bunch of different options and it said how much time it would take to complete this option, and it was like hard, like long time, small effort, medium effort. But they didn't give much description as to what exactly they'd be doing with each
Yeah.
of those options.
I've got the poll here, I think. You want me
Well,
to read the options?
First of all, are these something that even matter? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think they
who
do.
who answers them? Is it just people on Reddit and people that go on the official forums?
Well, I
yeah.
mean-
So the official forums, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, I started working retail this past week, and seeing the total disaster that is, it really reminds me a lot of the official forums. So, like, I don't know, it's a mess.
The public.
And then there's Reddit, who I don't know, Reddit. Those are the people that shop at Whole Foods and think they're better than everyone else. But
Well, people who shop at
Whatever.
Whole Foods are better than everyone else.
yeah, I forgot. My bad. They buy water with sticks of asparagus in it because it's healthier.
That's right. And it's $17.
Yeah.
Really? That sounds disgusting.
Guess what? I got a giant ass cup from fast food this morning. It's like, how big is this shit? I gotta see.
Gallon.
I think it's like 44 ounces. It doesn't even say on it. They don't want you to know. But I don't know, whatever. Just fill up with water and give me a biscuit.
Totally unrelated. But when I went to see Civil War,
Oh yeah.
they had like a collector's cup. You know.
Oh,
I'm a total sucker, so I fall for the collector's cup thing.
Yeah.
Which in Canada is a ridiculous amount of like $9 and something for a fucking collector's cup.
Yeah.
I believe it's more than a liter of freaking soda, or in Canada, pop.
Yeah.
The cup. I don't have the cup next to me, but it's fucking huge.
Everything at what's it called?
Massive.
Yeah, it's huge. But everything at theaters is going to be 5 times more expensive than it's supposed to be.
The price, whatever. I get the whole price thing, but like the thing is just like, why do you need that much in a like? I'm a fat guy, no doubt about it. But why do you need a fucking like bucket of soda when you sit down for a movie?
It's kind of telling, isn't it?
Why not?
It's kind of telling.
God, it's crazy.
See,
The difference
America's
between-
taking over already. Here we go.
The difference between like middle Europe and middle United States is very telling. In like Czech Republic and middle Europe, you could get beer for less than water. You could get a bottle of beer for less than a bottle of water. In the States, you get a giant 2-liter thing of Coke for less than a bottle of water.
No, that's not true.
You could get a big gulp for
It depends on
really cheap.
where you're buying it and what it is, because like, if you buy a bottle of water at like a sporting event or something, it's gonna cost like $4, and like soda is probably gonna cost the same, or like plus or minus $1, maybe, like the same bottle of soda. But then, where they like you go crazy, or like the fountain drinks where you like get a cup and then stick it and fucking, like you said, the big gulp, like those are just piss cheap. Because it's just literally like a bag of syrup that they plug into like tap water, and it combines and comes out. Yeah,
as diabetes, that's what it comes out as.
Bag of diabetes.
Yeah, a bag of
coming up.
diabetes. Yeah,
It is.
I worked at a concession stand in high school, and like I got to see all that shit and like what people do, and it's just, I don't know. I wish people knew more of what goes on behind the scenes of where they go.
It's the sizing is just crazy anymore. I remember like similarly at Christmas time, I went to the movies with my nephew, and he got a small like Slurpee slushy, whatever it's called, and the thing was like this big. It's like this is there's no size smaller than small. So like
it's just literally as tall as my head.
He's a little kid. He doesn't need that like it's like a fucking gallon of Slurpee. Fucking hell.
So I went to go see Civil War.
Yeah, it was bad.
I went to go see it, though. It was a great experience for me because I went to see it for the first time ever I've ever been to a drive-in theater. And it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot, actually, because I was, for the weekend, I was, my fiance's sister rented a place near Picton, Ontario, which is like 3 hours away or something like that, 4 hours away. And it's a tiny, tiny town surrounded by farmlands, etc. So they got a cabin like on a lake next to farms, basically.
Yeah.
And this is like, I guess, one of the last remaining drive-in theaters in Canada. And it was cool. You drive up there. It was $10, and it was a double feature. It was Civil War and then Zootopia afterwards. We didn't watch Zootopia.
Both of them suck.
Have you seen Zootopia Brazil?
It's bad.
Is it?
Is it?
I haven't even seen it, so
it's got like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Zootopia.
It's oh, never mind. I'm just gonna stop again.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Continue.
We know all movies are bad except for, what was it again?
Is it Clear
and Present Danger,
See,
which I watched this week.
Good. I'm glad you did. But here's the problem.
There we go.
Is that Shrek is totally like a meme, whatever. But like the original Shrek movie is honestly like it's really good.
Yeah, it was very good.
It's like actually good.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't know. Shrek doesn't deserve to be a movie. If it was only the first one that existed, like the ones after that are just dumb.
I think Shrek only became a meme because of that one forum post, though.
I don't.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life. I think that's the only reason.
I think the second one's good too.
Shrek
Like,
2
where
is
did they
quite a
start
good film,
going
yeah.
wrong?
It's all right. Yeah.
Jesus
It's basically
Christ.
from
Then the
Shrek
third and
3 and
fourth-
Shrek 4 are just bad.
Yeah, those weren't very good. But the
No.
first two, like, I don't know, movies usually get worse as they like progress on because it's just a
Money grab, yeah.
yeah, it's just a boots. So
What the hell?
What
I don't
do you
know.
think Shrek is better than Clear and Present Danger? Is that?
I don't know. I think it honestly
Oh.
might be.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Shrek's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Maybe
a lot of
it's
people.
because I'm fat.
That's tough because Clear and Present Danger is when Harrison Ford is like in his groove.
Yeah,
of-
it's
If Shrek was played by Harrison Ford, would that be better than Clear and Present Danger?
Mike Myers can barely play Shrek. I don't know about Harrison
What
Ford.
if though? Suppose that Shrek was replaced Harrison Ford's character in Clear and Present Danger. Would that improve the film or
No.
make it worse?
Not at
it'd be a
all.
lot worse.
Oh,
What if Donkey replaced Harrison Ford in Clear and Present Danger?
Jeez.
I don't think it'd work.
Uh,
yeah.
Okay, wait, sorry. Did you give me the link for the World versus World forum post? The latest.
The forum
No.
post?
Are we finally gonna talk about this?
Well,
Yes.
I
wanna-
posted the link to that shit in the Skype, so you can click it. I know I have
How did
the.
you do that?
What do you mean?
How did you do that without exposing everyone on stream?
I have it set up now so that I have both thingies open. So I have the chat viewed, so I don't have to change it and just dox everyone's real names.
Yeah, my real name.
Is Brazil.
Okay,
Yeah.
Inks'
So-
real name is Inks.
so here's the question. They want to know, you only get to pick one, and one of the options is no preference. You only get to pick one of what they should work on next for that would provide the greatest positive impact to World versus World feature. And they gave a estimate for work on each change, and it's small, medium, or large. So the first one is implement scoring for objective capture.
Yep.
What kind of scoring? Like what are they implementing exactly? What's the
You get points for capturing an objective.
right? Okay, you don't
So-
already
See,
get-
this is
So
the problem.
what you'll do is now you'll just flip it back and forth between two servers to block the other server out to get
Okay.
points for yourself.
The problem is that, and then adjust scoring to be relative to current activity and population. That's actually a big change. Large.
Yeah.
Large amount of time for that one. Rebalancing scoring for actions that are not included in point per ticks. That's also good, but I wanted like more specifics. Like
Are you an INTP?
am I an INTP?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I know what that is.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Because those people are not the ones making the polls.
Okay. So they have very specific polls in their. What is INTP?
It just has to do with like taking things apart and figuring out why. That's what those people do.
Okay. Anyway, the point is that in the forum post, not the forum post, but the Reddit post, they actually gave a link to something that gives a little more explanation to every single one of these. But why isn't it more of it, or at least links in the poll to see what they actually mean by these changes? Because anybody looking at this won't know what to pick just based off of what's written here. It's tough, It's I want to give the most greatest positive impact to World versus World, but I don't know what to pick here because
I think the
Right,
first two
there's
are not so
transportation.
bad. The first two are okay. The third one is pretty vague. And then, yeah, the fourth one is then implement scoring for objective capture, as you say. That's also, very vague, kind of. How are they going to do that? But provide features that increase a team's ability to recover from large point disparities. And what do they even
that's a
mean
huge-
there? And I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not even sure I agree with the concept of that. I'm not sure if a massive comeback should be allowed to happen. But
Mhm.
never mind. Yeah,
Blue shell.
but what do they mean? Yeah, exactly. That's the most stupid thing in Mario Kart ever. The blue shell is
No,
cancelled.
I like it.
Why?
Because I specifically lag behind just a little bit so I can just nuke first place. I don't care about winning. I just want to blow them up.
But that's actually one of my least favorite things about Mario Kart. When you're ahead,
I know.
when you're ahead, you get punished for being good, and that is ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I just like to
just
punish
wrong.
people.
It's just wrong, Brazil.
No, it's good.
No.
It's designed for
No.
people like me.
You should not be punished for being good. What does
Yeah,
Shrek is love, Shrek is
exactly
life
what
mean?
happens.
Just if you go on YouTube and type in Shrek is love, Shrek is life, you'll be educated on this matter. There are a series of videos, excellent animations. It's a sad story, you know. Well, actually, it's kind of both. It's kind of a happy and a sad story.
Change world versus world tick timer to 5 minutes seems.
Who would like? Why
Very
even
small.
put that? Who would even? Why even put that on the?
Like,
I was
isn't
about to
that
talk
just
about that.
Change
Who would put
a
that
number?
on this? Because who
mean,
would
I don't
ever
know.
pick that? Like, what kind of a person
Yeah.
would look at all of these
Me,
changes
I'm picking
and
it
say,
right now
Why?
"I'm gonna pick World versus World
because
timer
it's super
to 5
easy to
minutes."
fix, right?
Well,
The
Hold on.
question is, what
I'm
would
gonna
provide
change
the
the timer
greatest
right now.
positive impact to World versus World? And
Take the 5
how would
minutes.
you possibly pick that? Why even put it on the
Yeah.
poll?
I don't know. I picked no preference for everything because I don't know.
It is
Yeah,
a
that's what I
weird- a
picked on
very
all my
weird
forms
option.
too.
No, that's not what I picked at all.
Because you don't care, Brazil. That's why you don't care about anything.
No, wrong.
Oh,
I'm sure people
oh.
actually picked it, but like, why?
8.5% of people have no preference. They don't care.
Yeah, 8.5% of people.
I think it's more than that. But we're talking about different things.
10% of the people want that reverse world tick timer to 5 minutes. Boom. Your wish is
Why?
granted.
Why do these people think that this is the greatest positive change to World versus?
10% of people believe that.
Yeah. Dumb.
Okay.
Dumb.
All right.
Dumb.
I'm in the majority. I'm in the 38 percentile.
Essentially, 18% of people.
38%. That's the same color as my hat. It's green and black.
So
That's pretty awesome.
38%. So 3 is
38% of people
You
want to
yes.
adjust scoring
3 is 43FF00.
okay.
to be relative to current activity and population, which is large. It's going to take them a while.
But what does that even mean, though? What is large? How long is long?
A long amount
Large?
of time.
This is large.
There you go. That's large.
There's large.
Look at this shit.
It's as big as
Small
your
is only a
head.
fraction smaller than that, though.
Yeah.
So
I guess maybe the poll is written this way because these are all things they're kind of planning on doing, and then they'll say, you voted for it, we're going to do this one first. But then at the same time, they'll get a feeling of how much people want the other ones. So they'll know whether or not to even think about working on them, or I don't know.
this is also a small nitpicky thing, but the page itself, when you pull down and look at the results, like the page cuts off in a certain area, but the poll results keep going, and you can't really read some of the results too well. Just saying.
The way the results are displayed are really weird as well.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so it does seem like the polls, even though it's fantastic getting feedback from the community, it seems as though the polls, since they are like either or, we're doing this or this, or we're doing this or none of these, we're doing this first, it's like it's good to get the feedback, but it's also a way to say, look, you guys voted for this, so we're doing this. We don't have time to give to the other things anymore. It's a bit of an excuse, you know? Like they're able to give a reason as to why they're not working on other things.
I'm not sure if it's.
I think
I'm not sure
what
it's
you're
like that.
I think what
Exactly.
you're saying is that there's a TV screen and there are a whole bunch of wires behind it and it's a dirty clusterfuck. But the TV screen says you can get a large soda for fucking $1.50.
I don't know what you mean.
But I think
Well, then you're an idiot.
I have no idea.
It's
I
really
mean,
obvious.
Isn't it just more like, instead of kind of saying that they're gonna not do any of it, is that it's prioritizing?
Yeah, it's prioritizing.
rather than we're being
I'm sorry,
lazy.
all of our efforts have been used on making these polls. We can't actually fix it.
Stop.
Imagine if that
But
actually
I do
happened.
think
Our
like
whole
if,
team has been carefully
if this
posting
large
these
one,
on Reddit.
if this large one wins, which it looks like it's probably going to, I mean that's
So
where the
does it
focus is
have
going to
a
be for a
red
while,
toupee?
right?
Mm.
I'm very curious. I would like them to tell us how long is long. How large is large.
Well, I mean, I
Captain
don't
Pride.
think they can. I mean, that's like giving a specific time, which, like most companies
can't
in
do
general,
that.
just don't want to commit to.
Yeah.
If they say large is going to take 2 months, let's say, and it takes them 3 months, like we all know how well that goes over, you know.
But could there have been like the option of? But obviously we can't have that option because we had this poll. Could we have had instead of one large thing in the same amount of time? Could we have had 3 small things?
Exactly.
No, because
Maybe.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
How do you know?
yeah,
How do you know?
I don't know.
It's-
it's
exactly.
yeah.
You don't.
That's a good question. Can you have 3 smalls for a large,
Yeah.
or a medium and a small for a large?
Oh, that would be a good. That should be how they should do it. They should give ratios. So that means that you'd have no idea the actual values, but you know how they relate to one another. There we go.
Wow,
Good.
if only someone somewhere had ever figured that out before. That's a great idea.
It is. But I mean, they are not doing it, so obviously they haven't figured it out.
Yep,
I don't know, Kev. There you go.
I don't know, Kev.
I don't know, Kev. We have solved it. We have solved it for ArenaNet. But yes, as long as the
I'll
poll isn't
look
rigged,
this deep.
as long as it's not rigged, it's great.
Did you just say they could do a first choice, second choice, third choice? I wasn't listening.
I would probably. I don't know. Why not?
But that would be
Okay.
actually good as well, though. That would be
That
interesting.
would be a better way of doing this, maybe.
Hmm.
Because it's like instead of first past the post voting, it's
Oh, look at chat. We broke something.
yeah.
We unplugged the wires.
We unplugged Mordormoth's brain.
Yeah. We don't, why don't,
IDK, Kev.
yeah, IDK, Kev.
Oh my god.
You know, we should all buy the I don't know Kevin T-shirt and just wear it on stream. All 4 of us.
That would
Is
be
there one?
fantastic.
Yeah,
there
there is. There is an I don't know Kevin T-shirt.
Where's that from originally? I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's from StarCraft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a commentator called Kevin, and one of his casting partners would often say, "I don't know, Kev," and there you go. It became a meme.
Okay.
It only became a big meme when an ex StarCraft player went into Hearthstone, got lots of viewers, and started saying it on stream. So then that's when it caught on, really.
Okay.
In the mainstream, in the main meme stream.
And then it caught
can I
on
do that?
here in particular because
Can I just be a
Well,
commentator that
yes.
goes, I don't know, Kev. What do you think about that play, Inks?
Yeah.
I don't know, Kev.
I think I should convince
all you
Jebro
say.
to say it. We should get Jebro to say it.
I don't
in
know,
Pro
Jebro.
League. Yeah, I don't know, Jebro.
Mojamoth making death threats in chat.
Yeah, it's
Again?
okay. He, there's a ratio between the height and the height of everyone here. It's probably about 2 to 1, I would say. So yeah, it's not going to be a problem.
Come. I got one of these things. You
Oh
see?
shit! Oh, that didn't really work.
that's scary.
Man, if only I had one of these in middle school when I was depressed.
Wow.
Is that a
Wow.
work issued
Box cutter. Yeah.
box cutter? Yeah.
Work
Okay.
issued.
You're
Does
allowed to take that home with you?
I don't know.
it cuts people as well as it cuts boxes.
It winds up there.
Yeah.
I just put it in my pocket and
Oh,
it
it's
comes
Texas.
back.
I think you're allowed to take
Yeah.
anything home with you, I guess.
Brazil, the
Man,
edgelord, a
speaking of
literal
Texas,
edgelord.
a guy came into the store. It was almost 4 o'clock. It was probably like 3:45 or something. And this guy was like short, and he was like really tan, and he had like a ripped up T-shirt and like boots, like real boots you wear on your feet. And he comes up to me because I was working in hardware, and said, "Can I help you find anything?" And he says, "Yeah, I need some padlocks since you guys don't sell guns anymore." And I was just like,
What?
So that people can't come and take his guns?
I don't know. I don't know if you know anything about like bikers, but very
Not really, no.
commonly they'll take bandanas and tie padlocks on the end of them, and they'll put it in their back pocket because it looks like they just have a bandana. Yeah, if you need to bust somebody over the head, I mean, it's a fucking padlock.
Whatever happened to a bag of oranges or?
You can't put that in your pocket.
Sure you
Yeah,
can.
because a bag of oranges
big
is so
buck.
like useful to carry around.
Oh man, that's so weird. Okay.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was you in that store, Brazil. I thought it was a land whale. Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'm glad you came all the way over from whatever irrelevant country you live in that nobody gives a shit about, that's not as free as where I am.
He
So,
apparently lives
okay.
in not Germany.
Yeah.
Not Germany. Germany,
Yeah.
except not Germany. There you go.
With what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, we got bikers up here in where I live though. We got the Hell's Angels.
Inks has some too.
Inks has some too.
What?
The Hell's Angels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they live in my building. Actually, a number
Seriously?
of them. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
nightmare.
The motorcycle traffic has increased proportionally.
that is
Actually,
unfortunate.
I don't know. Bootsburg, you probably wouldn't know about this because you don't live locally. But there's a place here not too far from where I live called Dover,
Mhm.
and so every Friday the 13th, which there's only one of this year,
Is
just
that in
passed.
Delaware?
Just passed.
No.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
in
you probably
Ontario.
don't live near Delaware anymore.
There's a big biker rally. Like all the bikers, Canadian and otherwise, descend on this like little lake town of Dover and just inhabit it for the weekend.
Mhm.
It's a pretty fun, unique experience. You get to like the outskirts of the town, and unless you have a motorcycle, they don't let you in. Like either on foot or on motorcycles is the only way to get into the town. They don't let automobiles or cars, trucks, etc., into the town during that weekend. So it just becomes a giant biker fest full of booze and drugs and
Wow.
you name it.
Nice.
Cool. Do you like
Fun
hide for
times.
cover or do you head over there?
No, it's fun. It's fun.
'Cause you
I
have
didn't
the
go.
bridge
I didn't.
for
I didn't.
that.
Obviously, I didn't go this year, but we went last year. It's a good time.
Do you tie a bandana around your head when you go?
No bandana.
Yeah. No fun.
It was on his padlock.
Yeah, we have the Hell's
Oh, my
Angels.
padlock,
We have the Hell's Angels here too. I just don't know how big they are anymore. They were big like I think in the 90s and early 2000s
Still big.
here.
They're, in Canada, anyway, they're under a lot of legal indictment pressure right now.
Yeah,
This
I
one
know there's like
stabbed this
turf
one,
wars
and-
going on between them. We also have the mob here and the Irish mob, the mafia and the mob. We have the Rizzutos. Most of their family's dead now, though. That happened recently.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was on that
In Canada,
episode
they're
of
nice about
Batman.
it. They say sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to stab you. Sorry, this wasn't my fault.
The
No, it wasn't
the Irish
Batman. It
mob.
was Netflix. The Punisher killed them all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Irish mob owns most of the bars in the West Island here, and a few of them downtown. The Greek mob owns most of the bars down. A lot of the dingy bars downtown, and the mafia. I forget what they do. They do a lot of stuff. They run construction.
There was actually an
Yeah.
interesting article. Totally. Now that we're not talking about Guild Wars 2, Kappa. There was an interesting article about how the Hell's Angels, they used to own all of their Toronto especially, but they used to own all of their clubhouses, private areas and stuff. But what was happening was the cops would come in and raid the clubhouse, and then it gets put under lockdown for like years of litigation, cost them tons of money. So what they did was, instead of owning property now, they rent property, because as renters, they actually have more rights than landowners when somebody raids your property and takes your
Yeah.
shit, locks it down and stuff. So they found a little legal loophole now in Canada where they just rent property rather than own anything. And anytime they get raided, they just move the clubhouse to some other place and set shop up again.
They can't do that in Germany though, because apparently in Berlin now they're not letting people do what's it called, Sky B&B.
The hell is
Airbnb.
that?
Oh.
Airbnb. They're not letting people do Airbnb because Berlin has like really, really strict.
They have a wall, don't they?
Not anymore.
They have lots of walls, actually. There's more than one wall in Berlin, in fact.
Yeah, no, but they have. Yeah, that's true. They do. There are more than one wall in Berlin now, but they have really strict property laws because they want to keep the cost of all real estate in Germany down really low. So, because of the fact that people have been doing Airbnb and renting apartments and stuff like that, they haven't been, instead of selling their apartment because they're not using it, they've been renting it for Airbnb and stuff. But they're banning that now because people are holding on to the property longer than they actually have use for it, and they're not allowing that. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. I like the fact that Berlin property is so cheap. It makes me wonder what they do.
Moving there?
Maybe.
Moving to Berlin?
Ooh.
Maybe.
If I spoke German, I would. I'd go right over there.
Oh, they all speak English too there, though.
Yeah, but I don't speak German.
That's
So whenever I'm like working in a shop and old people come in that don't want to or care about speaking English, what am I gonna do?
Just look at them
That's a good
confused.
point.
you should never come to Quebec then.
'Cause they all
I
speak
don't
French.
want to go to
And
Canada.
they pretend not to know English, but they know English.
I'll go to Canada once we annex it. See, I'm hoping the world plays a little bit out like Fallout does. So I think that'd be really awesome. We just annex
near a
Canada. Huh? Near a
You live
vault?
near a vault.
This is Texas. Everybody has their own vault.
Everybody has their own
With
vault.
guns and
Already.
all kinds of shit in it.
You're prepared for the apocalypse.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
What form do you think the apocalypse will take, Brazil?
I could literally walk about 3 minutes in any, like I could get up and just go in any direction. Well, first of all, I'd probably hit a wall or something first because there are a couple of those around, but I could find anything I would ever need to survive in like an apocalypse. It's fine. There are
Now that you have that
tools-
box
there
cutter,
are
yeah.
tools that way.
Yeah.
It's
Can take people out. Oh, yeah, and you've got
That's
that.
all you need for an
Yep,
apocalypse.
and you need that. Yeah, definitely for entertainment. For entertainment is where you need
Yeah.
that.
You
You
know,
don't wanna get bored.
Canada's in an interesting position. Not right now, but in like 50 years when global warming starts
Melting
having
all
more of an effect.
That's not real, Boots.
Oh yeah, sorry, Texas. But yeah, like it's gonna be in a few, maybe 100 years, it'll be, you know, a nice temperature for
dead.
Canada.
So it doesn't matter.
And when
Fuck
everybody's-
Twitter.
Isn't it just
Smart.
going to make the weather more extreme as well? So there's going to be
That
storms
too,
and
yeah.
shit all the time, and that's going to suck.
But you don't get much of that in Canada.
That's true. Well,
No,
I
No,
don't
it's
know
still
if it is
cold
true.
here. It's still ass-biting, bitterly fucking cold here. We had one nice day the other day, and now we're
Hey.
back to fucking super cold, moist fucking air.
I
This
really
last
like
week
the
for me has been great.
Oh my gosh.
You
it's
like the
terrible here.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I
Really?
don't like
don't.
the heat either.
I'm weak to heat. It's my
Yeah, me
weakness.
I just
I
want to
can't
live in a
attune to
place
fire.
where
I
it's
can only attune to
spring
water.
/ fall all the time.
Mm.
that'd be nice.
I
That
like.
is-
And
that-
they have good internet.
That's England.
No, not really.
Yeah,
It-
it's pretty temperate there most of the time.
Yeah. It doesn't get that hot here. Ever.
And doesn't get that cold either.
I have to do some conversions. I think like in Texas and like some of the southern states, it gets to around 40 Celsius during the summer usually. And like I'm fine with that. Like I don't give a shit. And like Texas cold, which is like I don't know, it can be like from where did Celsius and Fahrenheit start to become the same? Like what level is that?
Negative 40.
Okay.
But that's at
Well-
negative 40 and then it diverges again.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Like
Roughly.
from like 0 to 32 Fahrenheit, like I don't care about that either. Like I don't like pants, like long pants. I especially don't like jeans. But like I don't know, I just wear shorts and a t-shirt pretty much no matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like I don't care if it's cold, if it's hot, whatever. Like I'm so used to heat from being here. I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't know what maybe it's because winter's a big thing here, but like when it gets over 30 degrees Celsius, so I guess that's like 90 and above Fahrenheit, and the sun shining, I just sort of like turn into a zombie.
Canadians melt. All
Yeah.
Canadians melt. Yeah, it's funny because it gets about 80 degrees here, and every Canadian, almost every Canadian is bitching about how fucking hot it is. It's unbearable.
Yeah, whenever I've like been to Colorado in the past, like it's really fucking annoying because I don't care about temperature. Like I'll wear the same thing. It just doesn't bother me. I don't care. Like I get sick, like my body starts to shut down and like get ill before and I still don't even care after that. Whatever. I'll just keep going. But like people complaining about like 80 degrees being hot is just the most irritating thing on the planet.
You should never come to the UK
opposite,
ever.
The opposite is true as well, though. Like, it gets negative 50 billion here, and the Canadians are running around in shorts having a beach party and drinking out the beer.
Yeah.
So
the UK is ridiculous about this. If it gets to high 20s Celsius, it's like 90 Fahrenheit. No, less than that. More like 85. That's ridiculous here. It's insane. People will just start going crazy. We get government alerts and shit telling people to be safe and not die. I'm not joking. If it gets that hot, the government says, yes, be aware. It is very hot outside. Yeah.
You always hear it.
I hate Europe and Canada.
And then if there's one snowflake, everything just grinds to a halt. The fucking public's everything is gone.
That does
All
not happen.
infrastructure is gone in the UK.
Oh, that happens
one
here,
snowflake,
too.
one
That
little
happens here,
snowflake.
too.
It's over.
Yeah, I saw pictures of like Virginia when there was a huge snowfall there,
No.
and then there was like a highway in Virginia where the cars were just like
It's a
all
different
off
issue.
the road.
Because like in the entire South, almost the places where it doesn't snow. It's just ice. There's never snow.
Yeah.
Like it's literal ice, and so you try to drive on it, and it's like, oh, okay, well you can't. It's just a disaster.
I think that's what's good about where I live because it made us prepared for like almost any weather eventuality because we have a swing from negative 30, like on average winter to summer is negative 30 to positive 30, so that's like negative 30 Fahrenheit to positive 100 pretty much.
No, not 100.
Yeah, 30. I know, but it goes above 30. It goes up to like 37 sometimes. So,
Okay.
I'm just saying on average, and so we have probably the most snow in Canada here as well. So when we laugh at Toronto because they call in the military when they have a big snowfall to clear out the snow, but we have like every week our snow. We spend like what is it? $40 million a year on snow removal all the time.
I don't
So-
I don't understand that because they're like you'll see like once or twice like every fucking winter. Like somebody's getting arrested because they have a flamethrower, like burning the snow off of their driveway at yard. And it's like, okay, somebody did that again. Awesome.
Wow.
Like,
Nice.
calling in the military to get rid of snow makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Toronto, what are you gonna do?
I guess.
We still laugh about it. It was like 10 years ago, and we still laugh about it. It's pretty great.
Canadian military doesn't have anything else to do.
Well,
very
no, that's not
true.
true. A couple of weeks ago, they were helping out in the big wildfire up in Fort McMurray.
Yeah, half of Canada burned down,
Yeah.
so they had to go help. And
Half of Canada.
Yeah, all of it. All
God
of Canada.
damn.
It just all.
I'm
burned down.
exaggerating, obviously, but it was crazy and out of control. I
No, it's
feel
true.
bad. All those people who live out there, it's freaking terrible.
Yeah, it was weird too because it's like where
Like the
we are,
apocalypse.
it was only like 15 degrees Celsius at the time, but for some reason, 40 degrees north of here in Fort McMurray near Edmonton is like 30 degrees in spring, and because of it, everything was ridiculously dry and just it was bad. Did you see that video of people trying to escape?
Yeah, crazy shit.
Oh man,
Crazy shit.
I don't think anybody died though, which is great.
A few.
You think it really? I don't.
There was a few. Yeah.
I don't know. Getting set on fire is very painful.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate way. To
But
do it.
I don't like.
Well,
I don't-
there's videos of them leaving in their cars and shit, and literal fireballs are raining down
Yeah.
from the fucking sky
Jesus.
onto their car.
Meteor shower.
Probably trees and shit and
Yeah,
stuff in the
burning
wind.
wood and
yeah.
all. That can't be good for your car that's
No.
filled with gasoline.
Or
I
even
would
you.
imagine.
Well, no, it depends. Like that's totally. I would have to get punctured somehow. Like if a car just has fire go by it, I don't think it's gonna explode.
Well, no, not on its own, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Now,
Yeah.
if you drive a car like I do and everything leaks, then maybe that's a different story.
People are getting upset when I'm not talking about Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
Oh
here's something.
no!
All right, I'll talk about the build I made, the Mesmer condition build. Then, how about that?
Do
It was good. It was good. I got into a long conversation on the video though with somebody from QT who was upset that I said that I did more damage than their
Yeah,
benchmark
that's been a
build.
theme lately.
Did you do more damage or no?
I did.
Yeah.
So then why were they
I know.
upset?
I've seen the video. You actually did do more damage.
They're on a
Yeah.
literal rampage about thorn runes and cry thorn runes. Thorn runes are the best. Thorn runes.
I don't,
Oh,
they seem to be pretty powerful in certain situations. As long as you don't, as long as you never go down.
About thorn runes, it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I can do like 5% more damage in a raid, but then I go literally anywhere else in the game, and oops, berserker runes are better. What a surprise! So is everything vipers. Oh no.
Well, I think
But does it have merit in raids though?
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, as long as you don't die and
If
you
you
don't do a lot of
use-
power.
Yeah, if you abuse the environment, and you can keep up your stacks,
What
and
does that mean?
go down.
Well, he
What do
doesn't
you mean?
take damage, don't
Well,
you?
explain to people abusing the environment.
I
What
don't
do you
think
mean
it's
by that?
abusive.
You
Is it-
suck poison off and put it onto other things, and you have to take damage to keep up the bonus.
Yeah,
So
but
it's harder to do, but it's possible.
It's not
there's this
necessarily-
environmental damage though. You just take damage every few
It's-
seconds anyway, right?
It's that it's like marginally better. It's this dumb min-max bullshit again. Which, look, okay, if you're gonna kill Slothosaur in like 2 minutes, and you're gonna like do Matthias with like 3 people, whatever, go ahead and min-max. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if people like really min-max anyways, but it's dumb, and like just the rampage that people are going on about I gotta change all my gear now because they're using no.
If it worked before, why do you have to change it now?
You don't need.
Well, I mean,
like, I can do more damage than them on the target golems because they don't have the thorn rune bonus, and then if they did, they would do a little bit more damage than I would. So it's like, okay, I can be plus or minus 1,000 DPS. Who gives a shit?
well, I mean,
Whatever.
some people like to min max though.
I
Yeah,
know.
what's wrong with
But-
that though?
I just said
It's not a big deal, but it's just you don't have to go crazy over it.
it's annoying to hear.
Sure.
It.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why you would go crazy over it, but you know, if they just wanted to state the fact like this technically does more damage in these
Sure.
know raid
Which is-
environments.
Which is the
but-
fact that I stated,
Everything.
and then I got ragged on by him.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I think he was upset that I mentioned that it was QT people who did the benchmark and that this did more damage than it. But anyway, he was basically trying to make it very clear that the build is worse because it doesn't have that auto signet of inspiration whenever you cast
Yeah.
a phantasm.
I think that's a big problem in the build. Personally,
I think it is a problem, yeah. But I think that it probably keeps. I mean, with the Chronomancer runes, I think it does keep up enough quickness for the group.
but it will be less than a typical build though.
But the question is, do you need that 30-second autocast of Signet of Inspiration when you don't know for sure you're going to be casting it at the proper time? Because you might be casting it when you're on low quickness by accident because it's on a 30-second cooldown.
Yeah, well maybe, but I don't know, Kev.
So yeah, for sure it is a buff. You
Here's
will
the
be getting
thing.
more quickness
Here's
with it.
this is about as simple as it can get. Like literal world versus world polls level. Like if you can do the raids, like you're not gonna have a problem. It's fine. You can go in and do them with green armor. It's okay. If you can't do the raids, and if you can't do mechanics, and if you can't coordinate and you can't communicate with people, doesn't matter what build you're using. Doesn't matter what class you're playing. You're fucked. Doesn't matter.
Well,
I guess anyway. For the
That's
last thing
true,
about this-
but I
Or
think
you're
there's
just getting carried.
I think there's a point where you need to run particular builds in order to raise your success
Sure.
rate
Mm.
for those people learning the fights and stuff
Oh,
like that.
But I think actually that I completely agree with Brazil here, and this is. I think this is. I didn't actually
yes,
realize how much of
Your
a
guild
problem
is a
this
very
was.
good example of it.
Very recently, in the kind of the past few weeks, my eyes have been opened to just how severe the problem is within the community. People are obsessed with just doing damage and not disregard mechanics, just do damage. It's a serious problem. Maybe it's because there are a lot of scrubs in Sol or something, but suddenly I see these people just going crazy, just trying to do as much damage as possible, and they just die. And they just tunnel vision in. Oh, I've got to hit the boss. I've got to keep hitting the boss. And then they're not stacked. They're not getting any might. They're not getting anything. They're not getting any healing. We spend half our time reviving them. And it's all because they're just tunnel visioning. Oh, more auto attacks, more DPS. It's just, and unfortunately, these very good players, like QT and so on, they come along and they do this crazy shit. They fuck Slothsaur up in 2 minutes. And then everyone else just says, "Oh, I can do that. That's it. I'm gonna do it," and they don't realize just how good these guys are at this particular fight, right?
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Nemesis before.
Mimesis?
No, who is he?
There was a guy. This is a guy a long time ago in Guild Wars 2 who made all of these points, and everyone, including me, gave him shit over it, and laughed at him. I said, DPS uptime's not real. Everyone has to dodge.
Well, no, that's
it doesn't
silly.
Hold up.
It's obviously real.
And like all this other, man.
Anyway,
I think that's a very probably the most important point, because in the raids there is no boss that is a pure DPS check. Like there's no.
Yep.
So unless we get a new boss at some point where you die unless you do a certain amount of DPS.
Well, Gorseval's that way, right?
No,
technically,
not entirely.
No, and
probably
it's
like 80%.
If it is a DPS check, it's low. The DPS check, the DPS check is not as high.
But okay, granted, but when people were learning Gorseval,
yes,
and the sole reason people were failing Gorseval wasn't just
because
DPS.
it was because of low. It was
Like, some of it was.
You're right. When we didn't know,
but that all comes full circle.
Builds.
Back to Teapot's point is people don't have awareness of their environment. They don't stack. They don't do the proper things to stay alive. Come in for the heals. You have a druid trying to heal you, and you're running all over the fucking place saying, "I'm not getting heals. I'm not getting heals."
But I think also a reason why Gorseval was at the beginning tough to kill as a DPS check in particular is because back then.
People can't DPS and do mechanics at the same time.
Well, yeah, I think actually, I've been raiding with another guild a few times, and I think I think Gorseval is less of a DPS check than you would think, because basically these guys they don't really care about rotations. They don't really care about gear. Some of them will run fucking soldiers gear, and we killed Gorseval, and we actually it only just enraged, and we had fucking. People who don't really practice rotations, it's not that important to me. But basically, we executed the fight pretty much perfectly, and then the boss died after 7 minutes. And it was the mechanics were so much more important than having the correct gear. Oh,
that's good though. It should be more about mechanics than your actual DPS. The problem is in Wing 2 is the DPS is so minimally important that.
I don't even see that as a problem.
I don't give a shit.
I don't think that's really a problem that the DPS checks are really minimal. I think on Sloth it could be tighter. I think, but on Matthias, honestly, if they made the DPS checks much tighter, no one would kill it except for people who actually can play.
Except for people using Thorn Rune Necromancers.
Yay! Good, I'm switching.
But there's just such. Matthias, I don't understand. I don't get it, really. People just can't fucking dodge this shit, and it's because they're focusing on my rotation. It's got to be perfect, otherwise I'm bad. And I think the focus is really wrong in the community.
Let me tell you guys a story.
Certain places in the community, and they just don't dodge, and they don't do the mechanics, and then they die.
If you play like a staff if you play a Tempest, like a Dagger Warhorn. And like you're meleeing, you're fighting the boss, but you go down every 5 seconds. Maybe we'll be generous. We'll say you go down every 6 seconds. And like, here's the problem. Like, you're dead. You're not doing jack shit. Other people have to stop doing stuff to help you. And then what happens when someone gets a corruption on top of them when they're rezzing you? Or then what happens if you have a firebomb and you go down? So like if you just say, oh, I'm gonna play a staff instead, it's range, I can keep a little bit of distance. And I have some nice panic buttons and water and whatever. And if I just auto attack and put down a lava font, at least I'm not gonna be dead, and 4 other people are gonna be losing their damage too. Like this is what people need to think about until you get like super good and you can actually like check what's going on throughout the rest of the fight. Like,
also it doesn't hurt that for an Ellie, auto attack and lava font is like still ridiculously high DPS.
Yes, it's still good.
Well, it's I think it's more than even that though, because I think we proved this with the Veil Guardian thing. But if your mechanics are good enough, the enrage timer DPS is
does not
utterly
matter.
irrelevant. It is irrelevant for the Matthias fight. You could fucking only staff water auto attack. It would take you about 2 hours, but you could only staff water auto attack as long as you did the mechanics right, and it wouldn't matter. His enrage is pointless. It doesn't do anything. You don't die or anything. His enrage is completely meaningless as long as you execute the fight correctly.
Cool.
And the same can be said for Slophosaur, actually, I think.
Probably.
Maybe you'd get overwhelmed by slublings after a massive amount of time, but if you brought some necromancers and just spam epidemic, I don't think that would really be a problem. It wouldn't really be an issue. Another thing is, everyone is agreeing on it. If we brought on a skilled player, if we brought on some people, like Brazil, for example. Shit, I pointed the wrong way. Fuck. If we brought on people from, obviously you don't consider us good enough. Fine, that's not a problem. So, suppose we brought on people from QT. I very much doubt they would disagree with this. In fact, I don't know. I very much doubt they would disagree with us, because the thing is, it doesn't even occur to them, okay? It doesn't occur to them that people have these problems at all.
Yep, 100%.
They have no idea. They go, well, why would you fail that? People watch my stream and they go, what the fuck is going on? I don't get it. What's happening here? And they just simply do not expect that to happen, because it doesn't happen for them. They do fights perfectly every time.
I have this really interesting perspective.
A lot of people who don't do fights perfectly.
Yeah, like
play like inks all the time.
Exactly. I was in a speed clear guild for like 2 years. Who was like the
may have heard
guild.
of them.
Yeah, may have heard of them. We're D&T Ask Us Anything. This is a post from the WoW forums, and I'll just stop. Whatever.
So
no, stop. No, I'm going.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, like, when I was in that and just like, okay, we're going to blow through all of these dungeons in an hour and a half, and then we're just going to, like, AFK in Lion's Arch with all of our gear for 3 hours. Like, I didn't give a shit, really, back in, like, 2012, 2013, because I thought that's what everyone did. And then I would see, like, COF, P1, LFGs, and I was like, see, everyone's speedrunning. That's what people do. And then, like, eventually I got really curious to see if that was what was happening when, like, people were, like, really on the I hate Ranger bandwagon. And I wanted to see, like, I finally, like, the curiosity set in. I was like, I want to see if Ranger sucks. And then, like, I started pugging and shit. I was just curious. I don't know. Maybe I was just a liberal hippie moron and I decided to go slumming for a while and find myself. But I don't know, like, I pug a whole lot now and do a whole lot of stuff with a whole lot of other people, like, on multiple levels of skill.
Pugging is funny.
Yeah, just people do all kinds of shit. And the problem is that people that do stuff like members of Salt or whatever, who maybe they're fine, but they either tunnel vision or maybe even worse, someone who's not very good, but they think just because they have a level 100 starter Pokemon and they can beat the Elite Four, that means they're suddenly a competitive battler. Like, that mentality is fucking all over the place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I wanted to say one last thing about the build for the Mesmer.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
It's not garbage. I want to really test it in raids though to see if without the Signet you can keep quickness uptime really good for possibly the whole group. But apparently somebody who's really good at Mesmer was messaging me and also posting on the video itself. Apparently, this Condi Mesmer Chronomancer build is the Chronomancer build you should use in high-level fractals, because the toughness is so high in high-level fractals that condition is king. So it is what you have to use in those cases.
Yep.
All right. So that was the last bit of information I got. So it was the first time I've ever tried to do like a straight up build video where I thought it was actually good, and it was a good learning experience for me because there's some people out there who really know their stuff and know a lot better than I do, and I learned a lot right after posting it. Even I got reamed out by a certain QT member who didn't really know what he was talking about that much.
Right. Wow.
But
what?
I was a little annoyed by that.
Chuck E. Cheese.
I ended the conversation by saying, "You're wasting my time. I'm going to stop responding to you now."
Oh, shit.
But he had a point about the Signal of Inspiration. Honestly, he probably did.
Well, I think the other thing is how big of a deal alacrity is. I think.
They have a point. Here's the problem.
That's not a big deal because his benchmark test. It wasn't even him doing the benchmark test. The benchmark test from QT didn't use the alacrity guy at all. Like
the problem is that they have a lot of points, and a lot of them are about that big and just really don't matter.
Well, I don't know, because I feel like I completely agree that your build does more damage. I think it will be kind of foolish to even argue that because
but I do agree that if the Signal of Inspiration is necessary to keep 100% uptime on all your people, then you might not want to run this build in most situations. But if the Signal of Inspiration doesn't help as much as we think it does, if you could still keep 100% uptime of quickness on everybody in the party without it, that's something I got to test.
Well, I mean, in a raid situation, having the alacrity guys up is a pretty big deal. I think.
But you can still do that with this build. Do you need
the duelists? Do you need the duelists though?
I tried it with 2 duelists up and 1 shield guy up, and it was still higher than their benchmark test without any shield guys. So it was at 11.5k DPS.
Didn't they give a reason why they didn't use alacrity or something though on the benchmark?
It's not realistic.
They didn't give not the buff. They didn't. I didn't use alacrity for the buffs that they give from the golem guy. Whatever. We're talking about whether or not you used the shield phantasm.
Gotcha.
And they didn't use the shield phantasm, and they didn't give a reason why they wouldn't do that. I think they were just trying to give as much DPS as possible. But even with 1 shield phantasm and 2 duelists out, this build does more damage than they did without any shield phantasms out. So the alacrity thing is not an issue. It is only that Signet of Inspiration that's an issue, and it's not you use Signet of Inspiration, you just don't use that trait from Inspiration that casts it when you use a Phantasm. So I don't know. It might be more important than I think anyway.
Well, I think it is pretty good, but I mean it's difficult to quantify, isn't it? Just on paper. Without
that was a good joke.
Yeah, see what I did there? It is difficult to it's difficult to see how that sort of thing will affect it in a real raid situation.
Yeah, I learned one more thing.
But
I learned one more thing from that whole situation, and it's that I'm probably not going to make another build video like that again. I
can't handle the heat boots.
It's just not worth it. I think it's much better to have somebody else on with you to talk about it and like try to hash out every possible downside to it while you're actually making
Even
the
when
video.
you do that, you're going to have people who like to pick builds apart. Not that that's a bad thing. But you're going to have people who like to pick builds apart and say, no, this is a better option because whatever. The problem, obviously, in this situation was it doesn't sound like that it was a proper conversation of this, that, or the other. It was just, no, you suck, stop, delete yourself from the internet. Which doesn't help anybody.
I gotta go find it. Dear. Where was it at? I'm seeing, here it is.
What are you looking for?
Someone commented on my videos yesterday. tons of these YouTube kids laugh. Hold on. Tons of these YouTube kids laugh like that before/after making a ridiculous point. Makes it seem like they are more intuitive with what they are arguing against. This dude is a prime example of people that do that. Like, first of all, I don't really know what that means. And, like, second of all, thanks for commenting on my video and telling me that I don't matter. Okay.
Sounds like you got wrecked, Brazil, if you ask me.
It does.
Oh, no.
Sounds like you're pretty salty, actually.
It sounds like you got wrecked, son.
No, it's amusing because, like...
Well, he didn't tell you to drink bleach, so that's
Oh,
positive.
Jesus,
That
just
doesn't
terrible.
taste very good, by the way, and it kind of burns a lot. But like,
Burns even more coming out.
That
I-
was
quite a while ago, I lost interest in like, and I kind of had to covertly do this for a little bit. I just quit giving a shit about making like min-maxy. Like, I'm claiming that this is the best thing. And I just started kind of making build videos like about whatever I wanted to do and like in the particular way that I wanted to make them. That was usually designed around being easy for people to talk about and communicate to other people. And like, I don't know, like I just don't really, other than comments that are mean amusing me and using them for like the sake of making a funny joke on stream or something, like, I don't know. I just don't care about that stuff.
Brazil, how dare you do anything that is not strictly optimal?
You know,
You're a
I know.
disgrace.
Like,
You're a fucking
believe it or not,
disgrace.
you know what would go over really well build video wise is general open world builds. Good
Well,
survivability,
That's what
good damage.
90%
Yeah.
of people do.
Because believe it or not, anytime I'm watching a stream, streaming myself, etc., there's inevitably a large group of people that I see say, "What's the best to just run an open world for
Yep.
events
Yep.
for so damage, survivability, etc." They just want to survive, do events, do a decent amount of damage or do as good damage as
It's
they
just-
can do.
What's a good leveling
survival.
build?
Yeah.
You probably get that one a lot too.
Yeah. So
See-
like, there's there's value there, right? Because that's people aren't
It's hard
necessarily
to give
running
a good
dungeons or
leveling build, though.
fractals, etc.
It's hard to give a good leveling build though because you don't have all the possible traits you'd be having when you're leveling, right?
Sure, yeah.
Mm.
Well,
So-
it's one of those things.
the
Like,
problem with it.
it's just like if you're playing Diablo 3 leveling in a season, right? It's at this threshold you take these skills, at this threshold you take these skills, etc., etc.
I'm gonna show you guys something interesting here. Okay, you ready?
Do it.
All right, this is fun. You go to that YouTube channel
Oh.
and
Nemesis.
look at his popular uploads.
I am one and I am Legion.
Yeah, his popular uploads are like just random dumb shit necromancer builds with bad thumbnails, and people are like, oh, I could probably play this in like a fractal or a dungeon and do events with it. This is really good. And like his presentation is like pretty good. He sells it well. And like, I don't know, I kind of caught on to that with Heart of Thorns, and that was kind of my goal because I wanted to do something similar. And those videos all did pretty well. And then all of the like min-max build guides before that, sure, they get like, I don't know, maybe 20k views, maybe like 10k views, maybe 30k views. And like it's a market, sure. Like my build videos get more views by far than anything else I do. But I think Inks honestly kind of just fucking nailed it into the ground.
Oh. Do you think we should just
Yeah, that's
replace
a good idea.
TeaTime, just play all of Nemesis's videos on a playlist, just on stream?
Well,
On a loop.
Yeah.
And then comment over it,
it
or
interests me. It's like hilarious that we're fucking finally catching on 3 years later, and this is what he immediately like worked out. But I still think that Heroes of the Storm is not going to be successful.
Well, you don't think it's because we've been quite
It's-
sheltered though? We've been quite lived sheltered lives because you were in the warm, gooey embrace of D&T. You
I
had no
guess.
idea of the plebeians.
I didn't even know about Nemesis until he came onto TeaTime.
There you go.
He
I used to
probably
watch
didn't
his-
know about
I used to
you
watch
either.
his videos all the
Probably
time.
not. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Nemesis was Guild Wars 2 Prophet. He was, yeah. But now,
Yeah.
we have to wait for him to return. The second coming. Well, surely
So who-
didn't he already have his second coming, though, with his part 1, part 2, and part 3? But
Yeah.
he will return again. The third
He's-
coming of
he's-
Mimesis.
He's risen to heaven now.
Yeah, he's ascended to the next
So
plane
he's
of
playing
existence.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
No, he's
Oh,
doing other
no?
stuff.
Oh yeah, you told
Okay.
me actually. I know what he's doing. It's
Yep.
gonna.
It's
gonna
a shame
be,
because
it's gonna
Overwatch
be,
is
it's gonna be
already
good.
killing it, and it's not even released yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Overwatch for a bit. I'm sure.
Overhype is just going to crush that game, and
I
it'll
think
be irrelevant.
Overwatch is
I
going to
don't
be
know-
pretty big. I think it's going to be.
Yeah,
Pretty
I don't
big.
know how
Okay.
long I'm gonna be able to play it because it's just PvP over and over again, and there's no like. It doesn't seem like there's gonna be any PvE or
I
anything
doubt
like
it.
that. But I definitely in the beta I had a lot of fun. I wasn't great
It's
at
one
it.
of those
but
games that I think you like. At least for me, you need a constant group of people to play with in order to really fully enjoy that game. At least for me.
I kind of like. Oh
But-
no, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I kind of want to play League of Legends again.
Yeah, this is like first person view League of Legends.
Yeah. I know. I've been watching all of this stuff, and I'm like, Jesus
Actually,
Christ! Wouldn't it be nice to just have like 4 other friends to play with and just grieve the shit out of people
Yeah.
and just make pugs mad?
Sign me
No,
up
more
right
from
now.
off.
I will come and do that with you. It'll be great. I'll make a new account that won't be fucking speech banned, and then I'll do it.
Yeah, I'd love to play Overwatch with you guys.
My problem with Overwatch is I'll play for a month and then I'll never play it again.
Yeah.
I just won't get my money's worth. Bottom
100%.
line. Millions of other people, millions. I'm exaggerating, perhaps.
No, it is.
Lots of other people
It's
are going
millions.
to get full value out of that game and play it for a very long time. I unfortunately am just not one of those people. I played in the open beta and I knew after 10 minutes that it was extremely fun. It looks extremely well. It's a Blizzard game, so it's polished all the fuck.
It's beautiful, yeah.
So it's fantastic in that way. But I knew immediately that, even with friends, it's a game I would play for a month and then never touch ever again. And I just won't get value out of that, unfortunately.
I think, I hope it's going to be kind of like, because I played Halo 3, I think Halo 2 a lot back when I was in university, because a bunch of us just played together in the common room or whatever. And so I could see myself getting into a kind of Halo 2 groove with this kind of game, with Overwatch.
For sure.
So I could see myself getting hooked onto it and playing for a while, but at the same time, I'm at a completely different time in my life than I was
Yep.
back in university.
Yeah,
so I don't
you're
know.
unemployed now.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. It might be a month kind of thing, like you, Inks, and just kind of stop afterwards. But I'm gonna at least try because it looks like fun.
And I have the same issue with Doom. Doom looks really amazing. Looks like a ton of fun, and I have a lot of nostalgia for Doom. But I'll play through the campaign. I'll play a little multiplayer. I won't get value out of an $80 game. $80 for me, anyway.
Mm.
Very cool. So yeah, looks fantastic, but
Wait, what's $80?
Doom.
Doom. Oh shoot.
well, Canadian.
Canada's
Yeah.
economy is literally like The Legend of
We
Zelda.
lost the stream.
Oh no.
Not yet.
Okay, should
Teapots.
be, should be back. I just
Wow, you sound
Oh,
like
you are-
literal hell.
Yeah,
Yep.
your internet's not so good right now.
It crashed. It's fine. It's coming back. Chat's reviving it. Like F.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
to
you
be
go.
fair, I've been watching people play Doom's campaign. I can't really speak about the
That's-
game as a
yeah,
whole, but it
that's
looks
a-
fantastic.
That's an interesting point that I want to make whenever we're back again.
It probably. I think it is already back. Is it not?
Mhm.
Oh,
Is it back?
don't-
I don't know really. Hang on.
I'll try. I'll refresh.
Yeah, I'm refreshing the memes.
I'm watching the awesome Hawking cutting himself for the stream.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
It
no.
does not appear to be back.
Yeah, hang on. I think I need to restart. This it's just my internet's actually fine, but it's just not working for some reason. I have honestly no idea.
You've used all your internet up for the
Yeah,
week.
all the viewers are gone now. They've all this fucking.
It's
old
funny.
time.
I had moved the PlayStation 3 into the bedroom because my wife likes it over the Xbox One for watching Netflix. And
Hey, you can do that with your internet now.
yeah, it's fantastic. And I noticed that 2 of my neighbors have unsecured networks. That's so dangerous, guys. You know
That is
how
bad.
much? You know how many gigs a month I use and upload download? If I was a super dick, I could just use their network.
Steal the
and
internet.
They'd
Steal
have
it.
a massive bill. Secure your
shit.
damn network. Oh my gosh, it's so dangerous. That's ridiculous.
Mm.
And they're super close because it's 100% like, the bars or whatever.
I'm actually
So
worried
dangerous.
about using unsecured networks like that.
That's true
Like,
too. Yeah.
I'm really afraid that someone in an apartment would literally be like me and just set one up to like capture information from people because
does
like
exist.
they would bait them in. Yeah, no, I know that's exactly something that I would do, or someone like me would do. It just I don't know.
I about a year
Cyan,
ago
yes, we do.
or year and a half ago, I used to share our internet. We had a cap, I think, at that point of like 200 gigs. We shared it with the apartment next to ours because they paid us, I don't know, $20 a month or something, and got to use it. At one point, we got a snail mail from our ISP saying we got a cease and desist letter from
Universal Pictures or some
HBO,
shit.
I think
Yeah.
actually, because those idiots were using like what's it called, BitTorrent or something to download the
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Of
Thrones, the
course.
3 episodes.
Of course. Yeah.
And they, not only did they download it, but they were seeding it as well. So
Yep.
it's just like, really, on our
yeah.
internet,
Yep.
you are cut off, my friends. You are cut off.
Yeah.
It's funny because every time every time my cable company calls me about like changing internet packages and stuff, yeah, we have this package, and it's like, okay, well, what's the cap? Is it unlimited? Well, no, you got to pay extra for unlimited. Well, what's the cap? 200 gigs. And I just laugh. I said, look at my like usage history. I use 600-700 gigs a month. Like 200 is a joke.
It is.
Get the
Yeah.
hell outta here.
They have unlimited now.
That's kind of weird. I know data caps are actually a thing.
They
Oh,
are.
in Canada it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, data caps are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty
Terrible
funny.
here.
Internet is expensive and bad here.
Yeah. Well, here it's just unreliable. I don't know how.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. That's all. It's quite fast, but just unreliable. So whatever. I don't know. I
God,
don't know.
are we
Kev.
gonna get into a discussion about torrenting? Is that where this is going in chat?
No.
Just let
Stop.
Chad talk about it. They
Just
love
don't
it.
pay attention.
They love it. What we-
Battleborn.
what-
Actually,
what-
Brazil.
what-
If you wanna play
I-
League of Legends,
I don't want to play Battleborn
We should
Okay,
play
'cause
League of
that-
Legends on the stream. It'll be great. We can get 2 viewers. with
because
the-
someone at work is telling me, "Play Battleborn with me. You're a gamer. Play Battleborn with me." I'm like, I'm not doing anything with any of you online. That's not gonna happen.
as soon as
Wow.
I leave work, you are dead to me.
Yeah.
There's a guy that
how
he
you have
used
to
to
be.
come to Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, uptime. What is the uptime? He used to come to Yu-Gi-Oh! And like somehow or the other, he found out that I played Guild Wars 2. Like I don't even know how. He's like, "Hey, I do too. Let's play Guild Wars 2 together." And I was just like, "No, I'm not gonna play with you." He's like, "Wait, what? Why not?" I said, "Because you won't have any fun." And like I don't know, he's probably just an open world event person.
AFKing in LA is just not that fun.
Yeah,
It's
like,
as
I
fun
don't-
as it sounds.
What are you talking about? That's the best part.
You can play Guild Wars 2 with me. All right, you ready? Log in.
Yep.
We're in LA.
There we
Now
go.
just go do something else. Just leave your game on.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait a week for the raid reset. There we go.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I'll play video games with someone that I have stuff in common with in the video
Right,
game.
yeah.
I'm not gonna play video games with a guy who on break goes outside and blows smoke rings with his vape. I don't have anything in common with that person at all on any level,
You're not part of
other than
Vacation?
we're working the same job. So
And you both play video games.
yeah.
Differently though. Differently.
Yeah. But Battleborn, I don't know. There's like I watched a Total Biscuit video of Overwatch versus Battleborn, and they're very different games.
Ugh. That already sounds like
Battleborn's
cancer.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my
Gearbox
gosh.
sucks.
What sucks?
Gearbox.
Oh, I like what's it called? Borderlands.
Oh,
Those
you
were
like
fun.
juvenile 7th grade humor?
Yeah, I like Deadpool.
Okay. Yeah.
Deadpool was good too.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot Boots. You'll love Gearbox.
shit.
Then I hate Gearbox.
Okay.
Bring
I mean,
it full
that's fair.
circle back to Guild Wars 2.
Ooh.
Sure, yeah.
I hate Guild
This
Wars.
past
I mean-
yeah, we know. This past week they actually added a couple new events to those events that were part of that current events thing where the energy is erupting out of the core of Tyria.
Oh yeah.
So they added like an extra event to each of those maps.
In a
Oh.
The problem is that there's no extra achievement or anything to really
Oh.
lead you out there to want to keep you engaged there, right?
Oh.
So some people found this stuff, they posted on Reddit, and people go and check it out. But otherwise, there's no like in-game way to really keep you engaged in what's going on there. So this evolution of these events that keep happening and popping up rather close to one another is cool. It's cool to go and see and do, but there's no real reward or carrot to kind of drag you along that trail, you know?
I didn't even know that was a thing. I just did the achievements
yeah.
and then stopped.
Yeah, exactly. See,
Wait,
so
sorry. What? There's more? I wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention. I was typing to Shrenster.
we know.
There's more after because of the keyboard. I know.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so the original one was you killed an elemental or a minion of a dragon. He dropped the lodestone. You take the lodestone to LMK, blah blah blah,
And then
and there's
there's
those 3
events.
events.
Yeah.
Well, those 3 events on the same maps, not too far from those events already, there are 3 other events, exact same in nature, pretty much. So, but yeah, there's more events happening in those maps, like an extra event nearby those events. So it's kind of like it's kind of like that, it's spreading or it's happening more frequently, etc.
Okay.
But yeah, I would guess that most people in game have no idea that that's even happening or going on, right?
No, you're 100% right.
And these are the breadcrumbs that we're supposed to kind of follow that lead us up to Living World Season 3, which is probably, 2 months out? A month and a half out, something like that.
I like that. I don't care that it's not everybody or very few people in the game actually know about it. I like those little things that are tough to find out about and are like
it's
huge
it's
surprise
cool
when
to
you
an
find them.
extent, but if you are in a content drought like we are currently,
You think it'd be better for
people-
them as a company to advertise?
I think it would be better for the player base to have some sort of, even if it's an invisible achievement, to have some sort of invisible achievement or invisible reward or something linked to doing some of these events. And I'm not talking about grinding the events over and over, but just to make people aware of it, because somebody figures this out, finds it accidentally, whatever the case is, they post it on Reddit, which gives it some visibility to part of the community, at least the community that goes outside the game and looks for that stuff. And maybe you might see it in map chat here and there while you're running around, but there's very little reason to go and actually see this other than your own personal curiosity.
It would be
And
cool because they have that new current events tab, right, in the achievement panel.
Right, yeah. I just figured that would continue to be like,
Yeah.
and I do think it will be expanded upon, but, there's
It would
an
be
extra
cool
event.
if they could actually, instead of having like the achievements that pop up, they could have at every 2 weeks or something, if they release something new, they could have a little achievement thing that has question marks on it or something. So there's something new to do, but you haven't figured out what it is yet. And
Even a line of dialogue or something that says, hey, we're detecting more energy breaches or whatever they're calling them, out here or whatever. So at least players would go out and look for this stuff happening, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, that's what they did with the patch notes.
Yeah, basically, they dropped a line in the patch note and said, hey, this is whatever.
I really like this style, actually. I really like the direction it's going in. But the thing is, breadcrumbs are good, but it really helps if the breadcrumbs are,
it's
good,
significant.
So it leads to the witch's house and Hansel and Gretel and get baked in the fucking oven.
Wow.
Yeah. Was that a metaphor, or just you just wanted to say that?
It's kind of both, yeah.
That's what they did. They
I
put
think-
down breadcrumbs. How did it go? Did the witch put down breadcrumbs and then the kids followed it or some shit? They ended up.
no.
Apparently,
they
near the
put down
ending where
bread-
she tries to bake them.
There were breadcrumbs.
They put down breadcrumbs
And there was
to
a
be able to
witch.
find their way back.
Yeah,
from-
they didn't. They got turned into candy and baked in an oven.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Obviously. Yeah, delicious.
That's what the Elder Dragons are doing.
yeah.
Easy
But-
bake.
Inks
Easy bake oven.
made a really interesting point though that I was kind of going to talk about, but you said like people post it on Reddit and then they just see it there and they don't actually care about doing it in game. Like that's become like more of a theme with me and video game stuff because like Assassin's Creed really started it. And I was like, at some point after the second one, I was like, okay, the campaign is going to be the same no matter what. What if I just watch someone else play it?
That's what I'm doing with Uncharted 4.
100%. And I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people maybe take that approach to Guild Wars 2, like with stuff.
Especially
think
those who are
I've
taking a
seen
break
some
from the
reading-
game. I think that's very true.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point because there are so many games out nowadays, and there's so many new games that come out all the time, and not enough time to play them all. And AAA games nowadays
And
are
it's expensive.
it's really expensive, and AAA games nowadays are becoming more and more like movies or TV shows than they are actual physical gameplay driven games. A lot of them anyway, like the Uncharted games, the Assassin's Creed games, etc. So it just makes sense to me to watch them on YouTube instead of buying them. But for Guild Wars 2, like I could see people going on Reddit and seeing them and being, oh, cool. And that's what people do, I guess, for the raiding storylines that they can't access because
Yes.
they might not be good enough to do the
Yes.
raids. And I
Don't
think
have
there's nothing
time
wrong
or
with that,
whatever.
or don't have the time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's you don't get the same experience, obviously, but you get to have the knowledge and you get to have a piece of the lore at least. And it's just what you got to do sometimes.
And a good deal. Some of those people, at the very least, will be back for when Living World Season 3 comes out, but they're waiting for an actual, content patch rather than these little breadcrumbs. They'll watch the breadcrumbs online, like you guys are saying, and then when there's something to actually play, some of them will actually log back in to experience it themselves.
And that's when
Some
we
may
hit them
not.
with the gem store. That's
But-
when you whack them with the gem
That's
store.
just a theory.
Well,
a game theory. Ugh.
That's actually pretty
Thanks for
interesting because we
watching.
got the quarterly report.
Oh
Wildstar.
my god, yes.
WildStar. I feel so bad. for
WildStar is like 0.6% of NCSoft's
gosh.
annual
So-
earnings.
It's
I
the
feel
WoW
bad.
killer. The WoW killer, everyone.
Uh,
oh my god.
It turns out
what a disaster.
that people don't actually like 40-man rating and the whole
No.
gated content and the way
That's-
their gear is pretty terribly dropped.
That's not quite the problem. The problem is that people like 40-man content, but the people that played it and lived in a different reality where you actually had to where a video game was like a job and you had to work for stuff and you couldn't buy it with cash shop stuff. Like those people are all doing jobs now and they're like system admins and stuff, or maybe they're losers. That's a possibility too. But like they're all doing other stuff, and now the people who are used to like buying $10,000 worth of FIFA points on their Xbox, those are the people that are playing video games now, and those are the people that like there's a huge disconnect with 40-man raids because as soon as it's hard and they can't buy it, they just don't care. They're gonna do something
Which is
else.
a shame because the Dungeons and Raids in WildStar were actually very good.
Yeah.
Very well designed.
Yeah.
The housing, freaking amazing. So WildStar has some really good stuff. So it's a shame that it's not, it's not fully embraced or accepted quite as good. And there was a lot of things about the gearing and the time gates.
I was gonna say this is
what
my
that's
hand
about.
my hand signals of this is my hand signals of. Do you think that ArenaNet, because I saw that ArenaNet has a big list of people they want to hire, do you think that they might be able to pick and choose some people
WildStar
from the WildStar people, the crew,
Well, I
to
mean,
maybe
WildStar
housing for the guild?
I think, unfortunately, there are still people left at WildStar working on it, obviously, but a good deal of those people were let go quite a while ago.
WildStar's fully automated now. It's just like Guild Wars 1.
And actually, Avalanche Studios, which makes totally unrelated to Guild Wars 2 or NCSoft, but Avalanche Studios just had a huge closing as well. who makes Disney Infinity. Disney wasn't making enough money, so close it down.
Those like the little
like that.
figures?
Yeah, the little.
I put some of those on a shelf the other day.
Yeah. They only made like $130 million or something. Wasn't enough for them. But anyway, so that's another game studio. I mean, game studios get closed down all the time. It's just sad when you hear like that happening. But Emotica just had one not too long ago. But Guild Wars 2 actually has been doing... I mean, obviously, there's been a drop since quarter 4 of last year when Heart of Thorns released. But it's still higher than quarters 1, 2, and 3 of the previous year.
Well, yeah.
By about 10 million won, or whatever the currency is.
Yeah. Yeah, so
and that's being sustained mostly by...
Cash out.
Gliders. Yeah, the gem store. Absolutely.
So, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when they actually put something in the game.
Well, no, I mean, quarter 3 is when the Living World is supposed to come out, and I don't think there's going to be an uptick in sales except for gem store sales, maybe, but it'll probably be mostly constant. I think the main question is what the next expansion is going to be like, I think, because that'll really tell you whether or not there's going to be an uptick in sales.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
And the investor call actually said something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing here, obviously, is that sales are steady. They're generally happy with where they're at, being managed mostly by the gem store right now, and they expect that when the new expansion comes out, which will be when it's ready, they expect obviously a higher uptick for those sales. And then they're basically, it sounds like they're basically okay with the fact that they'll release an expansion, they'll get a huge influx of cash, and then it will slowly trickle down to a sustainable level for them via the gem store. So
sell your fucking stock.
So there you go.
Do you have stock in NCSoft Brazil?
I bought it whenever Guild Wars 2 was in hell for dirt cheap. I'm gonna sell it in the expansion.
Oh yeah.
I really hope they don't rush the expansion.
I do.
Why? Because
I want it now. Give me the expansion, please.
I hope they work on it for a lot. I hope they polish it to a more higher degree than.
I hope it doesn't come out for 3 years as long as it's good.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
You think 2 years?
December 28, 17.
I think it'll be out end of next year.
I'll probably log in like 3 more times before that.
End of next year. That's December 2017. All right, we agree.
No, not December.
Confirmed.
No, October-ish, like they did before. I think we're going to see a similar timetable.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's November. So November 2017.
We will have more raids by then, and that's all that really matters.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, you see,
cater to the top to the 1%. Cater to the 1%. Okay, keep doing it.
Saihan, like, if you're actually, I mean, I don't have any interest in buying stock. Like, there are other ways to do stuff to make money, buying and selling things. I do things that I like doing.
Okay. He lost 1,000 euros. Wow,
In stock.
That's pretty wrecked.
See, I know someone who bought a shitload of cheap AMD stock because, hey, why wouldn't it be AMD stock's really fucking cheap right now? Something might happen. Let's buy it. And then, holy shit, the Xbox One and the PS4 got dropped, and everything inside had an AMD badge on it. And money.
Value. That's a good point to simply flip on the trading post and then sell the gems on gold sell sites.
It was really fun too.
Yeah, that won't get you banned or nothing.
Well, yeah. Chris Cleary will ban you for buying. He'll take your gold away for buying
resonating
items
slivers.
Yeah, and then that were
what?
Bought with.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
Did you not hear about that?
No. Oh my god.
Someone bought a bunch of resonating slivers off the trading post, and they got taken away from the person because the person who sold them bought them with third-party gold.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So the person who bought it from the trading post basically just got screwed, even though they did
Yes.
nothing wrong.
They lost
Yep.
like hundreds of gold, like
Fantastic.
700 gold.
Yeah,
That's
seems-
like
seems
like
good.
real life. Someone just bought a hot stereo and got it taken away from them because it was hot.
Yeah.
That's
That's
weird.
how it works though in the
No.
real world, right?
That's how it works in the real world, but like that's not how it should work.
Oh, let me
In
tell
an
you a
MMO,
story.
yeah.
If
In
I
an
buy
MMO.
something and it turns out it's stolen and people come to take it away from me, I got one of these. So, but
Wow.
That's right, a half-inch blade. Booyah.
real men have a flathead screwdriver that's about a foot long that they sharpen to about halfway down.
You mean real men in prison?
I have one right over there.
But why don't you just use a gun? You're in freedom world. Just use a gun.
Real
You
men
see-
in prison.
The problem with guns that people don't realize
They're messy.
is if you have a gun and you shoot someone, depending on what it is, it's going to go, or where you shoot them, it's going to go through them, and it's going to go through the wall, or you're going to miss, and it's going to go through the wall and hit someone on the other side of the wall. Like, people don't think about that stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, you have to be responsible with guns.
That's right.
You have to buy, if you're going to have a gun indoors somewhere, you need a caliber that's not going to fucking go 3 streets over and hit a kid in the head. Because, like,
yeah, that will be bad. That will be bad.
I don't know,
I will
like-
give you that.
yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Did you know that apparently, I think it was in Costa Rica? I'm going to look it up now. Shooting a gun in the air. Apparently there's like 25 deaths a year in
No.
Costa Rica from the New Year's shooting
Like,
guns in the
I'm
air. and it comes
surprised
out-
Oh my
it's that
God.
low.
That is
Because
just
in Dallas, people, this is funny, like on the 4th of July and on New Year's, anytime there's fireworks, like gangs will use that as cover to have like gang fights and shoot each other. Because they're just explosions in the air, and they just use that to cover the gunfire, just fucking blow each other away. And then you still have those idiots on New Year's and shit, where they take guns and just go shoot them up in the air, and they don't ever think that, oh, this is gonna have to come back down.
It's gonna have to come down eventually. Yeah.
It just doesn't go forever. You're not in space.
The bullet just floats out there.
I don't know. Like it's
Oh my
It-
gosh.
it happens. Like it goes up in the air. Sometimes it comes down. It hits somebody. Sometimes it like busts a window or some shit. I don't know. It's dumb. People are honestly fucking idiots.
That's yeah.
Just instead of buying guns, just come into the store at 3 a.m. and buy some padlocks.
Well, speaking of other players, other people, there's a new PvP season soon.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
And you know what this means? It means that the game has PvP has basically been dead for the past few in the downtime.
So, I mean,
They're trying
they
to bring
really
it
should
back.
do something about the off season. And I realize the off season isn't generally that short, at least not right now. It's not too short, although some will disagree with me. But they really need to do something in the off season where ranked is still possible to play or something, don't you think?
Yes, because without it, people just quit.
They basically do. They basically
They
a good
just
deal
stop
stop
playing.
playing, right?
Yeah. And so,
It's- I
you
don't
know,
know.
anyone who
It's
does
a bit-
want to play, they're faced with ridiculous queue times. And it's just misery. And unranked is just the most unbalanced, ridiculous
Poor-
shit ever as well. It's just a massive
Alex.
clown fiesta. Just a massive
I was
clown
watching
fiesta.
RPG Shack play some random, he was doing his daily or whatever in PvP, and he ran into a rank 55 Dragons guy who just wrecked him again and again, and again, just over and over and over. Like, stood no chance. Poor Alex. Oh my gosh.
There was 3 years of off season before ranked with HOT. Yeah, but the thing is now, because you don't miss what you don't have, do you? You know, when you have pips, you and then you take the pips away. It's just there's a void in my life without
There's a
pips.
pip.
I have a pip. Here's
Ooh,
a pip.
a
I have
pip.
another pip.
A
here.
pip boy, yeah.
Inks gave me this.
Party Pip.
Thanks for the pip, Inks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pip.
That's nice, Inks.
Thanks, Pip.
Off season equals only ranked Stronghold. You're absolutely right. Stronghold is
Yeah.
is the best.
I follow a few of the pro Guild Wars 2 PvP players on on Twitter, and it's fun
Oh, I
listening.
bet that's a good time.
I love their
Yeah.
interviews.
Yeah. Oh
Great-
my god,
great
that
doing
freaking
interviews.
interview. No, but yeah, like when the mercenary amulet got taken away.
Oh my god, esports are stupid as hell.
It didn't. That was not a highlight of Guild Wars 2 esports. I'll have to say that.
No, it was not.
It was. It absolutely was.
That interview, though, jeez. You know, my hat's off to Jebro for getting out of it as gracefully and quickly as possible.
I wish that I was doing that. I would have had so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
I
There would
don't
have
know. Is this
immediately
oh
been
my
an
God.
official tweet saying we are no longer affiliated with Brazil in any regard.
I can,
In
yeah,
fact,
I can
we've
see
issued
that.
a cease and desist. He has to change his Twitter again. It can't have GW2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Just to go on Pro League and then say that you're basically quitting. Well, you don't care about the game and you don't take it seriously. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You're there for the cash, which hey, there's nothing wrong with, you know, wanting some cash. But yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just posted the link from Nos's
Nos.
Twitter after the mercenary amulet got taken out. Pretty good. Everybody else is saying we're not playing until ranked is back, basically.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Um,
obviously.
Yeah.
The Berserker amulet, or what is this? What amulet does he have on?
Rabid.
It's
It's
just showing
Wanderer.
that there's-
Wait,
Oh
isn't he
no,
just-
it's not. It's
it's-
Carry On or something.
It's
I don't know.
Wanderer, and he's
No,
just
it's
showing
just-
that he's just showing
it-
Berserker. The fact that there'll only be Berserker left,
Yeah.
and it would just be
Right,
everyone
yeah.
full glass. Honestly, that would actually be fun. In fairness, as well.
Except you can't do any Condi builds.
Well, you could have Viper.
Yeah, Viper and Berserker. Only.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Isn't that what you guys should do for Mystic build sometime? You should...
Just have
Sorry
only
to
glass.
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. I just had a top class best comment of the day goes to Joseph Short. Azurans are gay. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Joseph.
It's a great
My hat
comment.
is off to you.
It's
Thank
a
you
great
very much
comment.
for leaving a comment on an old video to let
But,
me know that Azurans are gay.
You know, speaking of Mystic builds, Helseth actually referenced it when he was disrespecting his opponents in his interview.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually quite entertaining.
Actually, that's funny.
Was Helseth relevant enough to be able to reference us now?
Apparently, yeah.
Nice. I'm glad he's moving up.
Yeah.
In his, it's funny. In his interview, Jebro and Munchables, I think, were asking him like, you know, they were getting ready to do the interview, and he's like, hold on a second, guys, I just need to. He's like, I'm trying to call the hospital to see how the other team is doing after that massive beating.
I think you know it's pretty funny when he says that. But the thing is, it just shows kind of how a sorry state of what the actual competition is. Because you know, if you just have these teams that just go in and just completely crush the other teams, it's oh well, this isn't really a competition, is it? You know, there's very few teams that are actually competitive on a high
His
level.
dry delivery was on point, though. Well done, Helseth.
Good job.
Helseth is pretty hilarious.
Pretty good.
He has his moments.
Yeah. That thing about that, like that interview, the bad interview with what was his name?
RG.
RG. It makes me think that probably his entire team knew about Frostball doing the thing with Car Crash. It makes me think that it's the kind of attitude you have after something you knew about was caught and now you're screwed.
Or maybe it's the attitude that you got fucked
With the DDoS?
unbelievably royally, and there was nothing you could have done about it, and then you get double fucked by one of your own team being a retard. Maybe that's
Possibly, yeah. That's another.
I mean, this is what it all stems from, is the DDoS, and yeah. And I totally understand why they're upset about that, and they have every right to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, and then
I
there's
think
like
there's a better way to deal with it than the way they chose to.
there's a ton of comments on like every Reddit post about it saying like they're even instructed how to protect yourself from DDoS and all that. But I mean, you shouldn't have to, you know? This is the kind of thing that
Well,
shouldn't happen to you. Like people should not be
it's
doing that.
first of all, nothing's 100% with that anyway, but you should still
Still.
try to protect yourself, I think.
Yeah, of course, but still you shouldn't like it shouldn't be something that happens,
I agree.
especially yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to assume
And-
it might happen though.
Yeah, but he does have a fair point though on how other games would handle that situation with the match and all that, and obviously like Guild Wars 2 just isn't going that route right now, or that route right now. So I understand why they're upset. I just think that there are other ways to deal with it rather than the ways that they chose to deal with it. But
Be a dick.
Well, I mean, if they don't plan to participate anymore, then you might as well go out with the purpose of memes, right? The hell is
Yeah.
going on?
I don't know. I wouldn't, but that's me.
Holy
Mhm.
shit. He did magic.
Whoa, Brazil!
Whoa!
My God,
Holy shit.
how is that even possible?
Wait, what's he trying to do? What are you trying to do now?
Open it.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to turn into a dove.
What does it turn into? Oh, wait.
Tanya Harding did nothing wrong. It's
Oh,
correct.
okay.
She's a superstar.
Anyway, yeah, there's been a lot of drama in the PvP scene in the last month
Yeah.
or two.
It's funny drama, though.
It's
Uh,
most of it's pretty fun.
It makes it even more difficult to take it seriously, though, and that's not good.
Yeah, especially since there are only like 4 relevant teams
Yeah.
in all of. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and then what's happening after this? After this series is over, it's done for a while, right?
Well,
And
until
they
do
haven't
another
announced
one.
plans to continue, right?
I
What do you
think
mean?
they will, though.
I think somebody was saying to me that they think they're going to go back to the Go for format.
Oh, instead of
whatever.
instead of
Instead of-
ESL or
Yeah,
Oh.
speculation probably. I
Hmm.
think, but you know,
Well, I don't know. Like ESL, I have a friend who worked at ESL and they're pretty good, but it seems like they've been having a few problems with ESL in general. So if they want to switch it up a bit, might be a good idea.
did Wooden Potatoes die, Zach? I don't think so.
He probably dies quite a lot. If you, I mean, in Guild Wars 2.
Good one, Teapot.
I mean, somebody did tell him to drink bleach because he made a video about wood. Fucking people.
Honestly, I don't honestly think that Wooden Potatoes video just really kind of shows just the quality of people on the internet, doesn't it? Really.
My favorite thing about it was that people, not only the comments, but people actually in the game were making comments in the wood harvesting maps
Yeah. Yeah.
about how he killed he killed the only fun thing to do in Guild Wars 2, and Wooden Potatoes single-handedly killed it. Way to go, WP.
Right. What's gonna
Killed
happen?
the only fun thing to do, which was harvesting wood.
Yeah. The
But
sponsors
harvesting
will
wood
see.
is much more fun than harvesting
Oh my
than,
gosh.
or gathering weeds.
Weeds.
Harvesting wood. That's the way to go.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's see. The sponsors will see the viewership numbers, pull out, and Pro League will stop. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know,
Oh.
Kev.
I honestly don't know. I can't really comment on that. Honestly, I have no idea what the sponsors are really expecting, how much money is being thrown around. I think it's kind of a bit premature to say that.
It's probably too much money, no matter how much it is.
Like how much do you think the sponsors are actually giving Guild Wars 2? It's probably proportional to the viewership, don't you think?
I'd expect so. I don't see
So
why
I
it
don't-
wouldn't be.
I don't see why that would be an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea how. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, they're not fronting most of that cash. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
No. 400k tournaments. Well, I mean, in fairness, they got up to about 5k viewers, isn't it? Or 4k viewers.
They're at 7K at some point.
Yeah, wasn't that for finals, though?
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, I mean it's not good viewership, and I think we had this conversation a long time ago too about the 400K. It's The 400K is not because it's a big esports thing. It's because it's basically for advertisement purposes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like part of their advertisement budget. It keeps some PvPers in the game still, and they get to put on whatever ad they do. Hey, look, we're giving 400K away. Come play our game.
It's funny, people
And people still don't
making
care.
making this thing about solo queuers for League of Legends daily get 5,000 views or whatever. Guild Wars 2 is just never. I just don't see that they're going to ever compare to like the
No, it won't ever
big
be.
League of Legends streams and stuff. It's just not going to.
No.
Probably not.
Never happen.
It's hard with
Won't.
MMOs.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Because the people that play MMOs aren't the people that are PvPing competitively.
Yeah.
And the ones that are
Get
PvPing
35,000
competitively in
viewers
MMOs
daily.
should be
Yeah, I
doing
mean-
something else.
I mean, any MMO is not going to compare it to League of Legends. It just isn't. Sorry.
How long do you think League of Legends is gonna last?
A long time.
Why would it end?
People get bored.
People are still playing like the original Smash Brothers for money and shit.
How many?
I don't think
Considerable amounts.
League won't get overshadowed for a while. Yeah.
League of Legends is literally like Marvel Comics at this point.
Yeah.
Like they have perfected their formula so much
Yep.
that like they never have to stop.
No.
Like if Mark Merrill just decides like, all right, we're giving it up. I'm just gonna go dig tunnels in the sand in Tahiti. Like, I mean, whatever. Like, I don't even actually know if he's still with the company. I don't care either. But Coca-Cola is not going anywhere.
It was Ice
League of
Poseidon.
Legends isn't
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god. I really hope that happens because I want to see ArenaNet's reaction to Ice Poseidon streaming Guild Wars 2 because if imagine the most cancerous stream you have ever seen. His chat is so much better than that. Fucking Ice Poseidon stream is hilarious. It's honestly probably the most offensive chat in all of Twitch, actually, I would say. And they're just deliberately offensive all the time. It's really funny. And the song requests are just the worst cancer ever. It's oh my god. It's beautiful. He plays RuneScape, but he says he also plays Guild Wars 2. He won't come play Guild Wars 2 though, I don't think. He'll just play RuneScape.
People are acting like I should know who he is. Sorry.
He's
no
new.
idea.
He's relatively new, kind of. He's recently exploded into relevancy.
It's like
Fucking
Leafy is
Zach.
here.
Leafy is here. Is he relevant?
Oh, for the YouTube thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a H3 Productions little spat there.
I mean, I don't find it offensive, but I know for a fact that some people, including people within the community of Guild Wars 2, would find Ice Poseidon very offensive.
Yeah, so the
thing
people
is,
that have tumblers.
People struggle with the fact that people don't say offensive things because they're because they actually think them. People say offensive things because they like upsetting people and it amuses them, and that's basically why people trash talking games. It's not because they're actually saying, if they say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," it's because you're trying to trigger the opponent. Okay, that's what you want to do, and that's exactly what Twitch chat is all about. It's all about triggering people and upsetting people. You want a reaction.
Easily triggered.
Exactly, yeah. So I
am easily triggered.
This Hearthstone shit. So there was a Hearthstone tournament. There was a black guy. There was a black guy playing, and and obviously chat, because it's Twitch chat. Obviously, they were spamming.
They have to let him know. They have to let him know. He doesn't know he's black. We need to help him out.
Yeah. So Twitch chat was going crazy. They were spamming try hard and various other racist statements, and then suddenly it's all over the internet. Twitch chat is racist. But this is exactly what it's exactly what Twitch chat wanted to happen. They wanted people to get upset, and they did. Exactly. PC Gamer have a whole article on it, and honestly, people.
That triggers me.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it was Brobo even saying that, so, it It doesn't even count. He memed himself. But yeah, it's a really big problem. And PC Gamer reacted to it, so Twitch chat just laughing all over the place. They're going to do it more now in order because people get upset.
Is Twitch chat like the new 4chan?
I mean, sort of. You want me to do the arm thing? Oh, I'm not going to do the arm thing. I can't just steal his shit, Deathmore, man. That's just... I can't steal his shit.
What is it? I'll steal it.
Just look up Ice Poseidon arm thing, and you'll see.
Okay.
Wait, what is this shit? What did you? No, I'm not gonna play that on stream ever. Enza Danini. The thing is, Deathmore, you can't put that meme here. No one knows what it is. But yeah, and Mercenary Amulet's gone. Back to Guild Wars 2. I don't really care. Just play Carrion or Wanderer instead. Okay, there we go. Job done. So wait, do you see it, Brazil?
It looks like he's conducting a train. What the hell?
Do the arm thing, Brazil! It's a half-assed arm thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm half-assed.
Like, is it the trucker thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing that little kids do on a school bus when a big truck goes past.
Yeah, pull the horn.
He wants you to do the tongue thing as well. There we go. This has been derailed beyond all reason at this point, hasn't it?
It started off derailed.
Yeah, but now the train is just... It's driving, you know, across the countryside, just flailing around. Yeah.
Well, they're just, I mean... There's just not a ton going on in the game right now. We have World vs. World polls to vote on. Next week, we're going to see Revenants get nerfed some more.
Oh, yeah?
And buff Ellie's. And,
Yes! Yes!
and
Yes!
PvP stuff. And then we had some events, some minor events in PvE, some more breadcrumbs. I mean, that's what happened this week.
Yes.
Oh, next week, the new PvP League starting, isn't it? The new season. PvP.
Don't even listen.
Indeed!
Don't even listen.
I don't.
Indeed!
I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to Legend, then I'm gonna stop. There we go. That's how it's gonna be.
I'm not, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you said you were, Brazil. Where did you get fucking Emerald? That's right.
Do you know why? Do you guys know why?
You're garbage,
I got
Brazil.
Emerald in PvP last
Guys,
season?
say Brazil is trash.
No, I don't. I
I
don't
got-
know why.
I got Emerald in PvP last season because I needed AC tokens and I didn't want to do AC. So I did the AC dungeon reward track for AC tokens and I got Emerald as a consequence for that. So that's why I got Emerald last season. I just thought you guys might like to know.
You said you were gonna get Legend, though.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
You couldn't get Legend, Brazil?
I don't care about
You
getting
can't get
Legend.
Legend.
See,
be honest-
Boots is turning into Twitch chat. He's
Yeah.
To be honest, almost anybody could get Legend if they put enough time in.
Yeah, like it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
even
just-
matter if
You
you're.
might have to
do you
put in
guys-
a billion games.
Do you guys remember like when the ranked leaderboard for a llama shit for like the top 500 people? Like, do you remember like who the highest rated people on that were?
No.
People
The
who played
number one spot was literally a guy called Noob Ng that played a turret engineer and just went AFK on home. And like the number like 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 were all like shoutbow warriors that just ran around and just decapped points and then just ran away. Like, you don't have to be good to be highly rated in PvP and Guild Wars 2 at all, which is just hilarious.
So you don't even have to be good to be highly rated, but then you can't even get to Legendary. So what does that mean?
It means people are a lot better than me, I guess. They probably need more AC tokens than I did.
You sort of want to keep up with the pace right at the start as well. If
Yeah.
you wait too long in the season, it
gets
becomes
harder.
really bad.
Because
It's really bad.
the people that you're playing with are the people who like
You
just
haven't made it,
randomly
yeah.
went into PvP one day.
Exactly.
Not only that, but if you're bad like I am, you're more likely to be carried early on than later on.
Inks is
you have
simple.
a bunch
Okay,
of you have a bunch of inks running around late in the season, and you don't want that. You don't want to play with that.
I'm gonna give you a tutorial on how to get Legend. real quick.
Stronghold.
No, Stronghold's actually harder than Conquest. It just indisputably, just straight up, it's
It's
actually
just
harder.
slower.
It's slower, and there are more try-hard 5-man teams. It's just straight up, it's harder to do in Stronghold. But okay, so what you want to do is you want to simply go to your character creation screen. You want to create a Tempest, okay? Equip clerics, soldiers, take all the shouts, earth, tempest, and water. Pick random traits. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Then just run into a team fight and press all your buttons, and you will eventually win the game. It's just a matter of time, and you will eventually get legend. Also play Condi Mesmer. You can play Condi Mesmer, mower someone, then hammer your F1 keys. You'll also be fine there. Just don't go in. Just press. Use your staff. Fucking spam shit. Cover everyone in Condi. Stun everyone for the AoE confusion. You will eventually get legend by doing that. Yeah. There you go. It won't be a problem. You will eventually reach it. Or Necro. You can also do Necro. You can just start going crazy. Cover everyone in conditions. Cover the Ebola.
Ozzy, what are you even linking? Ali Murdoch doesn't even work at the ArenaNet anymore. She works for V-Real.
There you go.
I believe it's Ali.
Yeah, Revenant is also
Am I
very,
confusing
very
people?
Maybe. Oh no, yeah, you're thinking V-Real is Lizzie.
No, Lizzie's there as well. No, I'm absolutely right. Ali Murdoch, because she went from ArenaNet to Motiga to V-Real. She works at V-Real as well.
Okay.
Oh, you could also play Druid.
Stalker Inks.
All right, okay.
Stalker Dev Inks is...
All right. So have you guys ever seen a Tempest 1v1 a Reaper?
It's a new thread.
You know what it looks like? You guys want to see?
Oh no, his face is gonna get hurt.
Yep, pretty much. Nailed it.
That's good. If
Dragon
you want hard
Hunter-
mode though in PvP, Warrior's always there. That's not fun.
No. Wow, what the hell? Jesus. That went a bit extreme. That escalated quickly. Hell, Brazil's just going
What would
crazy.
be hilarious?
Hi, I'm Brobo.
That too. What would be hilarious? What would be hilarious is if you could get those keyboards that separate, like in the center, so you can have them.
Yeah.
Ergonomic.
I need to duct tape them to my hands and just play like this. Play with the foot pedal to move forward and just clap my keyboards together until I win.
I like it.
That would be fantastic. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah. It would be good enough to get legend with Tempest. Honestly. It'll be good enough. I mean, I think that is kind of a problem. Because there is some very, very low risk, but ridiculously high reward shit in Guild Wars 2 PvP. It's just so cheesy. I don't know. It's just so cheesy. Just play. If you have a Tempest, you just carry everything. If you have a Condi Mesmer, you just give everyone cancer just by playing and make them want to quit. It's just, I don't know. There's just some things that are very, very cheesy.
Well, does the Condi Mesmer build do more damage than the Power Mesmer build in PvP?
It does.
That's a joke.
Yeah. Okay.
But shit, what was I gonna? Oh yeah, so in other games, there are stupid cheese strategies where it's I don't know, playing Trendamir or some shit, where you have 1 HP and you have 1 HP and you can't die, so you just run away. Or you play Kog'Maw and you die, but then you just run into the person and jihad them and get a kill. But those are really gimmicky and those don't work against good players or better players. But in Guild Wars 2, that's what the good players are using. They're using all the dumb cheese bullshit. They stack Tempest and shit, and that's ESL.
So why wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's dumb. Having low effort cheese stuff is cool and it's good, and I think it should be in every game. But when that is literal meta, that's the best thing in the whole game, that's just idiotic. That's stupid. Dumb.
There's gotta be counters to everything. There has to be.
It's good. Stop whining.
Yes.
Even worse, if the counter to low effort, high reward cheese is low effort, high reward cheese, that's another problem.
Yeah, that's true. But if the counter is skill play. But what if the counter to low effort, high reward cheese is very skilled play from an underused profession? Is that better than?
No, it's not.
Yeah. So I
It
don't know.
has to be something where like an above moderate amount of skill can just run over it. Like cheesy, dumb, low effort strategies are there for people who are just bad and will never be good or just otherwise don't care. Like that's what those are there for. That's the reason they should exist and they kind of have to. But like it doesn't make any sense that like turret engineer is literally in like undefeatable for a whole season in fucking like leaderboard testing. Like that doesn't make any sense. Or like Bunker Mesmer is like the only thing people are playing in the pro league, and no one scores any points in the game.
Yeah, that was
And
ridiculous.
the first team that scores a point wins. That's
Yep,
dumb.
and it just
Dumb,
the timer ticks down.
Dumb,
Yeah.
dumb.
At least that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, they changed it. They took out Celestial.
Well, yeah, but do you know it is a little bit concerning that instead of trying to fix stuff, they just remove it. Celestial removed. Well of Precognition, they removed it from the game. Basically,
You could have so many more cool things. So much more build diversity if you fucking balance things separately.
yeah.
You could have all those amulets back again. You could make new runes and sigils. But
I wonder if they're going to consider that. Like, why isn't that on one of the world versus world polls? Balancing world versus world skills separately.
Because you know how they have small,
They don't wanna split it.
You know how they have small, medium, and large. Balancing the game, balance Guild Wars 2 is infinite. It just says infinite or impossible. You know that's
Well, I
why.
mean,
Because it's such a massive task. I mean, I'm not going to blame
balancing
them for
any
this.
game, not just
Yeah.
Guild Wars 2.
I'm not
any
gonna,
MMO.
This isn't even a
is-
criticism at this point. It's just such a ridiculously huge task at this point to rebalance everything for 3 game modes is honestly a almost impossible undertaking. Especially at this point, because it's already in the game. They have to change everything, and they have so many interactions that they have to consider. It's an impossible
But
task.
wouldn't it be
balance
easier?
is never perfect. But that being said, I still think they should split it. I know they don't want to. I know they're probably not going to. But I get really irritated when I see a change that says this is made because of World vs. World. This is made because of SPVP. It irritates the hell out of me and I understand why those changes are made, and sometimes those changes are good, sometimes maybe not so good, but it just irritates the hell out of me that it affects my
Quickness resing was
gameplay
removed
in
because
another
of PvP.
game.
Quickness resing was removed because of PvP. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
But
pretty sure
anyway-
poison stacking and
Something, I don't
duration was too. You just throw poison grenades on a dead corpse and no one can res them.
And I know, like,
Right.
me saying split it, it's very easy for me to just say, split it, guys. That's super easy to say. It's much more difficult, like Teapot is saying, to actually do undertake and do it properly.
But don't you think
still,
that,
I
like,
still wanna say
if we
split.
from this point forward, trying to balance the game with any new skill that comes out, or balance the game in general, wouldn't it be easier to split it first? Because then you could see that this something is unbalanced in World versus World, but it's fine in PvP. Just try to balance it in World versus World and don't touch PvP, and then, you know what I mean? Wouldn't it be easier to split and then balance rather than try to balance everything? all the
Neither
time?
of them are going to happen.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, trying to balance everything as it is now is kind of crazy. Because did quickness resing need to be removed from PvE? No, not really, but it was anyway.
Did it need to be removed from PvP? Probably, unfortunately.
Well, maybe not
I
anymore
loved it.
though. Maybe not
I
anymore
loved
though.
Exactly. Like at that point when it happened, my issue was that everything just took so long to die and then got res really quickly. And then they removed quickness resing, and now people don't die as fast also. I mean, people don't die as slowly also.
Ozzy.
So,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Ozzy the Mighty asked a good question. Is it more difficult trying to balance all 3 together or to balance all 3 separately? That's a difficult question to
I think
answer. I think
I think it's harder,
there's a lot
or
of
maybe more time. It'll probably take more time initially when they release new skills and new abilities and new traits. But for everything that's currently in the game, it's probably easier to balance it individually.
Mm.
No, that's.
I
know.
don't even
Well, I
care.
mean, I think it's harder to balance it as it is now. Because there's just some things you cannot do, that you're limited by the fact that if you pull a string too far one way, then it falls apart in the other one. So I'm not sure I
Right.
agree with that.
And
I
I
think
think that-
three separate things is feasible, whereas one giant monolith is not really feasible. Stream, don't die,
Like-
please.
and like Boots was saying, like to separate them, when you separate them or if you separate them, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of work to separate and then balance. But once it's done, going forward, sure, it might be a bit time consuming, but I think, like Teapot is saying, I think that's easier than you have one skill and it's like there's 3 tiers and it's like, well, where can we make this fit perfectly so that it's good in all of them, or not overpowered in one versus the others. And to be honest, making sure that it's not overpowered in PvP is a much higher priority than any other game mode.
I mean, the fact that it's all tied together, PvE, World vs. World, PvP, makes something like those QT benchmarks happen, right? Because you look at the QT benchmarks and you see Elementalist, 37k DPS. Warrior, best possible build, like 20k maybe if you're lucky. Warrior that you're going to be using is like 12k. So if were able to split it, you might be able to get them more in line with each other. Everybody's builds.
Exactly. Because so let's just
Look,
take
look,
it.
look. It's simple.
Look.
Buff Ellie's and buff
Yes.
all the other classes,
Buff
and
Ellie.
you're good to go.
Come on.
I don't
do
even
it.
have an Ellie anymore, so just buff them. Just keep buffing them. It's fine, and just keep nerfing everybody else. Especially classes I don't play. Nerf those hardest.
Yep, of course.
I had that character name and then I deleted it.
See,
somewhere.
look, Nico
Buff Ellies, what's your
he
character name?
agrees with me. Nico agrees with me. He says hashtag buff Ellies. I agree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Just buff. Just keep
Just
buffing.
keep buffing them. It's fine.
Yes. Increase the healing and the damage. In fact, I want to be able to be a full raid healer in just Berserker's gear, in fact. Without any shouts. I want to be just using Shocking Aura number 3. That should be enough to heal everyone to full health every time I press it, okay? What's the problem here? Make Powerful Aura. Why the fuck doesn't it affect everyone in the raid? Seriously, what is this shit? What's the problem? Just
Make
just buff
Ellie's
Ellies.
great again. Yes.
Yeah.
That trait
Yes.
is garbage.
Which trait?
Powerful aura.
Why is it garbage?
Because it doesn't share to 10 people.
Yeah, but that would be ridiculous if it did that.
Yeah. So just take Soothing Mist,
Yeah.
which is a 5k heal like every 2 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. In PvE, I think it's better. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Unless you're Dagger Warhorn.
No, the problem with Powerful Aura is I don't know. I don't know that there's really a point to it if you're using shouts.
If you're using Staff, it's pointless. If you're using Dagger Warhorn, Powerful Aura is way better.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know
Because,
anything about Dagger Warhorn.
Well, it's because all your
nice.
auras with Dagger Warhorn, except for the shouts, are single target. So, for example, when you
Okay.
overload, you get an aura, which is only on you. So you want that shared to everyone. When you press 3 on air, it's an aura that's only on you. So you want that shared. That's where you get a lot of the healing from. But on
Alright.
Staff, yeah, it's pointless. But as we know,
Do you
Staff.
heal with Dagger Warhorn?
Yes, it's actually the kind of... I think, in my opinion, it's actually the best way to go if you have a group that is good at not dying. Full Zealots, Dagger Warhorn is the best.
Alright, fair enough.
Because with Staff, it's a super safe because you have the water auto attacks, but of course it's trash, according to Reddit. Never mind. It's really safe because, every auto attack heals for like 1k. But with Dagger Warhorn, you still put out a massive amount of healing. And you can also buff people with...
No, we need to
Fury and
revisit
shit.
that. You said every auto attack heals for 1k. Every auto
Yeah.
attack heals like 5
yeah,
people
yeah,
for 1K.
5. Yeah, 5.
And the Jagged Horrors.
Yes.
And you have 2 water fields, and you have Overload Water.
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, staff is pretty fucking good at healing.
It's very effective to carry the plebs. But yeah, if you have a more solid group that can handle itself a little bit better, then yeah, Dagger Warhorn is better, I think.
What about Scepter Warhorn though? Didn't they buff Shatterstone?
That's good.
Oh, Shadowstone. What if,
Bellies.
okay, imagine the situation, okay? All the Elementalist players, they haven't even noticed because Scepter is considered garbage. Except, actually, on the Golem, it does more damage than Dagger Warhorn. But never mind. Shatterstone actually does like 50k DPS, but no one's even tested it. No one even tried. Yeah. Have you thought about that? Yeah, well I have.
No, I haven't. Because you got the 20%
Well, I have.
Yeah.
against vulnerable target.
Wow,
Yeah.
you mean these 4 idiots here are thinking of stuff that Reddit hasn't thought of?
No.
Whoa!
I get all my
Wow.
ideas from Reddit.
We're just plagiarists.
We have 2 fat neckbeard idiots, a Jew, and then a
Wow.
fucking 19-year-old English shaved worm, and we're smarter than all of Reddit.
Of course.
Worm.
Yeah.
Dante,
worm.
please.
Dante, get crit.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's the point
Dante
of...
here. Right on.
No, I think Cyham.
You've mentioned him. He's going to see this now.
Oh no!
You mentioned his name once. Everyone will know.
If you say it 3 times, he appears in a mirror behind
Exactly.
you.
If you say you summon him, like Perry makes an excellent point. They will just keep buffing Shatterstone until it one shots people. I would actually go further. I would say until it one shots raid bosses, and they're going to see how
I want to summon Mimesis.
they're going to see how long it takes. Honestly, they're going to just keep adding 10% damage to Shatterstone. People go, oh, it's still garbage, and then one guy will try it out on the Golem, and it just crits for 2 million or something, and they'll go, how did we not notice this? Yeah. In fact, I would actually like that to happen. Can we please make that happen? To be honest, because you suck at a class, don't make that class bad. Just mean you're bad at that class. That's actually...
Whoa!
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty profound, actually.
Whoa! Whoa!
Well, I mean, honestly, there are some professions that are at a disadvantage, but yeah, that's basically true.
Whoa!
What?
What's happening?
What's going on?
That sentence broke my head. I don't understand. How could someone say something so ridiculous?
But that's kind of true, though.
I know.
What's the problem, then? I don't get it.
I know.
He needs to figure out whether or not Mesmer DPS is better with
Did you
Paolo
guys
or
did
Gandhi
you guys know that in
PvP.
France, a quarter pounder with cheese is called a royale with cheese?
Is it still called Royale?
Sounds
Jeez.
better.
Sounds pretty good.
No.
I would much rather order a Royale with cheese than say quarter pounder, please.
Mhm.
See, look, what that mouth do, huh? See, he just made that profound statement, then he followed the stream. Clearly a gentleman and a scholar. So yeah, that's pretty good, I guess. Should we go host someone now and ruin their stream?
Ruin their life.
Yeah, I think that's what
Yes,
we should probably do.
I think so.
Oh, so yeah, Twitch chat. Let us know who we should host, and then meanwhile, you
What
can
was that?
learn.
What was that guy? Ice Apocalypse or whatever his name was. The
Ice Poseidon.
Yeah, him.
No, he has too many
host.
viewers to even bother hosting. He has like 7k
Wow.
viewers. Yeah. So no, for real.
Wow.
For real. RuneScape is big on Twitch, man. RuneScape is big.
I'm playing the wrong
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
need to play
Yeah,
RuneScape.
playing the wrong MMO.
I don't know anything about RuneScape, but I'm starting.
I don't
today.
like. I literally don't know any of these streamers at all that are streaming Guild Wars 2
Yeah,
now.
Let me see. I know everybody.
Do you? You know all of these people? That's a lot.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still.
You know
I'm,
Le Pobet?
I'm stuck watching a stupid fucking trailer for Neighbors 2, which is going to be terrible.
What the hell? See, this is a cool benefit of not having TV or Netflix or anything that's plugged into like mainstream media. I don't know what movies are coming out, so I don't have to
Not
get
missing
interested
anything.
in a movie and go spend money on it. Not that I would anyways,
You're not missing a damn thing.
but like I don't know, I just can't take like spoon feed to the masses humor anymore. Like it just kills me at this point. Honestly though, like I don't know any of these people.
No. Who the fuck are these
Oh,
people?
you should do Shen Dian because he now has a microphone.
Wait. Okay, right, fine. We'll host that. Should we host that guy then?
Dude, Ron Claude's got 111 people, man.
I don't know
that-
who that is.
Neither do I, but He pulls more viewers than me, so he must be doing some right.
German.
There's another German guy too, 70 viewers for Nerd Score.
So Ron Claude, but he already.
Oh, well,
has
Malfarian,
viewers.
I know. Malfarian's got 69.
I don't know
60,
who that
oh,
is either.
69.
Perfect. No, 71 on mine.
Well,
Oh,
What is this? iPetitions.com petition. Please
So-
make ArenaNet 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 5v5 arenas. Okay. That's
So
his
it's-
title of his stream.
so should we
Not a
host
German
this
stream,
Shen
yeah.
guy? Shen Dian?
Yeah, Shen Yayan. He's got a mic now.
He's got a
Winky
microphone
face.
now with voice. We should host that guy. What do you guys think? Should we do it?
I don't
While
care.
while you decide, you can learn about who my amazing fellow co-hosts are. So let's see. Let's go a different direction this time. Inks, why don't you start us off?
Hi everyone, I'm MMO Inks. You can find me at youtube.com/BrazilGW2 and on Twitter at BrazilGW2. And if you want to see my friends' trash shit content, you can go to youtube.com/MMOinks.
well done.
We did a fractal collaboration video, and even though it was literally the same thing on both channels, mine was better.
Yes, it was. Yeah, yours got way more
Oh,
views.
dear.
It was literally the same video.
Brazil's name is so fucking cringe. Okay, thank you, GG Jax, for that.
You know his name is a country?
Oh my god.
Is the country's name cringe? Why is it cringe? Hi, I'm Brazil DNT. You could find me at
You can find the
posting
only-
oddly supportive comments on Bootspur's videos. and then in stream say I never watch Bootspur's videos. And that's about where you can find me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh, I guess I'm left, aren't I? Oh, yeah.
No,
okay.
Inks didn't go.
But you
Yeah.
did it.
Oh, my name is MightyTeapot.
Yeah,
You already
yeah.
watched my stream, so click that damn button, the toppest of Kex, and
Ah.
all the memes.
He's really into it. I'm proud of you, Inks. You've grown as a meme god. I go onto your stream and I see memes now. That's
Oh my gosh.
that's pretty good. But yes, we're gonna host this Shen guy. He's doing fractals or some shit. I don't even know. But yes, subscribe, follow, and watch all of these fine gentlemen's channels, and come back, return in the future, and shit, and come back and watch all the streams. I stream kind of a lot, so be back, and you can do that by following, as Ink said. I said because he was role playing as me. There's no real difference.
Yeah, we're the same people. We look exactly the same.
Yeah. In fact, I bet you guys didn't realize that all of these TeaTime hosts are just me on different accounts. But yeah. So yep, that's going all, guys, and we'll see you on our internet caves, respective internet caves in the future. So yeah, farewell, friends.
Thanks for watching, guys.